The Detroit Pistons just keep winning and winning and winning and winning and winning. And Cade Cunningham, if he wasn't already in the MVP race, hey, chill. He sure as hell is right now. Last night, Cade Cunningham absolutely pulled the belt out and put the belt on the New York Knicks' backside. And quite frankly, he just showed that it's really levels to this and that he's on his way to superstardom. Chilltown, I do want to get into the conversation of whether he is a superstar at this moment of time, whether he is in front or in fact the front runner for MVP, and whether or not the Detroit Pistons are in fact really the best team in basketball, not just the best record, but the best team. Chill, let's talk about that game last night because boy, oh boy, the Pistons, the Pistons. That's all I got to say.
Well, Ron, you and me had this conversation last night, as a matter of fact, and I was saving it because if I never watched basketball before, if I never watched the Pistons, you told me to watch the Detroit Pistons and the Knicks game to get a gauge on the NBA. And I'm watching these two teams. While I'm watching these two teams, I've never seen them before. I don't know anything about the Knicks. I don't know anything about the Detroit Pistons. Ron, the big guard in the blue, he's different than the small guard in the white. Them two dudes are not the same. The big guard in the blue, he looked more controlled. He looked like he's better with the basketball. He looked like he was more decisive in what it was he wanted to do. He had control of the pace of the game. He looked like he was absolutely smarter in his decision-making. He looked way more confident. On top of the confidence, it looked like he knew exactly where he wanted to go, when he wanted to get there. It didn't seem like anybody in front of him could stay in front of him. I can get wherever I want to get to, whenever I want to get there. I can score it whenever I want, and you guys can't do anything about that. And with that being said, Ron, this Detroit Piston team, they looked like, as opposed to the Knicks team, this Detroit Piston team, they looked like they were in unison. They looked like a group where everybody was on the same page. This kid, Jenkins, he's not running to the three-point line every time. He's running to the rim to get a dunk, to change the momentum. Not only is he running to the rim, Paul Reed knows that I'm a dirty work guy, and he's in there battling with Mitchell Robinson, getting him off the glass and limiting their second chance opportunities. I'm not trying to pull up from three. I'm not trying to handle the basketball and do anything extracurricular. I'm not doing any of that. That's Cunningham's job. That's not my job. Tobias Harris looked like he was in unison with everybody else. If I'm open, I'm shooting the basketball. I know to fade to the corner like he did in the second quarter. He ended up fading to the corner when Cade Cunningham drives down the lane and gets a wide open look. These guys, they just look like they were on the same page, as opposed to the New York Knicks, where they just look like a bunch of dudes that were playing hard, but no plan. They look like they were working, but just because you're working hard does not mean you're working. I mean, I'm watching Cat 3-4 trips in a row. This is my big man, Ron. This is my big man. This is my stretch big. This is one of my best, if not my best rebounder, my second best offensive player. We go 3-4 trips where he doesn't touch the basketball, which leads me back to my original point where the big guard in Detroit looked different than the small guard in New York. That's where you got to get your big man engaged in the game. What I mean when I say that, Ron, is we might be running the offense. I have to recognize that my big guy hasn't touched the ball. So you out. Big fella on the box. You stay right there. Don't you move. You stay right there. Big fella, I'm coming to you. You get out. He wasn't doing that. Their offense looked scrambled. It looked like they were scrambling to try to get back in the game from an original plan that they didn't have. And because of that, right? Because of that, it seemed like they were on their heels from the beginning of the game. That was the biggest problem that I had with the New York Knicks. They had a stretch in the third quarter, Ron, where Detroit went to a zone. And with Detroit going to a zone, I got Jenkins on one wing and I got Cade Cunningham on another wing. With those two guys at the top, instead of having Cat in the middle of the zone, dragging the zone out, and instead of having Cat in the middle of the zone, I got Cat at the break on the left wing, and he's trying to face up Jenkins, even though the middle of the floor is wide open, which is where Cat operates the most effectively, right? This is excuse me. This is where Cat operates the most effectively. Cat's game is 15 feet and out, then in. But then that's not going on. So now when he doesn't touch the ball, Ron, for 3 straight trips, now he's putting his head down and he's going to the basket and he's turning the basketball over because he's forcing things. And because he's forcing things, that's throwing their offense off. That's coaching. Not only is that coaching, that's also my point guard. He's got to get a hold of my offense. Cade Cunningham did not do that. Cade knew exactly where he wanted to go with the ball. He knew who to get the ball to. He recognized mismatches. He recognized who to attack and when to attack them. Ron, you've been talking to me about Cade, and I'm gonna give it up, Ron. You've been talking to me about Cade for almost a year now, and this was probably, I want to say October. I want to say October, maybe November. That you was chill. I think Cade is a top 5 point guard in the game, and I think he's better than Brunson. I'm not on. I wasn't on that with you. To be honest with you, I wasn't on that with you. But I'm watching, and I'm thinking to myself, Ron might be onto something. I see what he's looking at, and if I could continue to get this from Cade, that investment that they made in him is worth it.
Chill. I'm trying to put my thumb on it, on exactly why Cade is as good as he is. Because when you look at the efficiency, it's really not there. 46%, I think 35 from 3. Mm-hmm. He's not all that uber efficient. Playmaking, yes, he has that. Passing ability, he's second in the league in assists. Mm-hmm. He's a big guard. They say he doesn't finish that good at the rim. Mm-hmm. He's slow. He's not really all that explosive. Mm-hmm. Once again, doesn't really shoot the ball all that well. I'm trying to figure out what makes Cade so good. Mm-hmm. I still don't know. I just know when I watch Cade Cunningham, I don't care about no advanced analytics. I don't care about efficiency. I don't care about none of that. When I watch Cade Cunningham, he's just a hooper. Mm-hmm. He is just a relentless hooper, offensively and defensively. On defense, Cade not finna let you get nothing off for free. Cade to go up there and slap your shot off the backboard like he did with OG Anunoby last night. Cade to get in the passing lanes. Cade to play aggressive defense. On offense, he's constantly attacking you. Constantly. I'm 6'6". I might not blow by you, but you gonna feel every last pound that I have. Every last pound. You guys see when he had Cat on the block? You see when he had Cat on the block?
And not only when he had Cat on the block, he was playing Cat like, this dude can't cover me down here. He can't. He was basically going at him, bodying him at 6'6", 6'7", right? So man, Ron, the thing that you're looking at when it comes to Cade, what you're looking at is you're looking at a guy who's figuring it out in real time. And like you talk about with the efficiency, like it looks like it's coming around because the shots that he misses, like if he can be more efficient with that. He was more efficient with that last night. When he gets Jalen Brunson in the paint, when he gets Jalen Brunson in the mid post, you're too small. You can't cover me. I just shoot right over the top of you. You can't really do anything with me, right? When I get downhill, when I got Mikal Bridges on me and I got Mikal Bridges on my hip, well, Mikal Bridges ain't strong enough to stay with me once I'm going downhill. And I could just get to the rim. And I'm smart enough to recognize when these dudes come off me that I can get off the basketball. So last night, I'm not one of these guys who's going to overreact. Yo, Cade's the best point guard in the NBA. Relax. I'm not doing that. What I am saying, though, is right before my eyes, he's turning into the player that Detroit paid him to be. It's happening.
But chill. Cade's making that push, though.
Yes, he is.
What push?
He's
to be the best league guard in the game.
Yeah, no, he's not. No, he's not.
Hey, no, hold on, Swiper. Just hear me out. I never said he is. I said he's making a push.
No, he's not.
Yeah. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why. The same way when Chill comes up here and you guys don't fight Chill when he says in 5 years, I think Anthony Edwards is going to be the best guard in the league. I'm starting to feel like in 5 years, Cade Cunningham is going to be the best guard in the league.
Yeah, but why would he make a push? Like, why is he not making a push?
Because there's 3 other players that play point guard under in the league. First off, hello everyone.
That doesn't mean that doesn't mean
who's the 3 other players?
Well, SJ and Luka are 2 of them. Number 1.
Yeah, who's the 3rd?
Great.
And then, do you feel like he just has jumped Brunson?
Yeah.
Did you watch the game last night?
I'm asking. So you think that game put him in front of Brunson?
I've been saying this since the playoffs last year.
Because Brunson was hooping last year. So no, obviously not.
I know, and so was Cade.
Yeah. But he wasn't better than
when they played against each other in that series.
Yeah, Cade was not better than Brunson.
But here's the thing, though.
I think he was.
Me too. When I watched those 2 in that series, and I came out and said it during the series, Cade is better than him. And I've been saying it all season. So Chill came up here and said it. I've been saying all season that Cade is the best point guard in the East.
Okay, well, again, I said in 22 or whenever it was that I thought Cade was going to be a superstar. So like I'm on the Cade train, but I think this idea that he's going to push SGA and Luka. I mean,
My question would be why not though, Swiper?
Because those two are significantly better than him.
Disagree that they are significantly better than him. Like the only thing that's separating them, the only thing that's keeping Cade out of that right now is, to me, is really just playoff success. Like, to be honest with you, like those two guys just had playoff success that Cade hasn't had yet. But if Cade makes a push to the Eastern Conference Final or the finals, there's no way you're going to say that they are significantly better than him. Like, they are not significantly better than him.
Jordan, that what you just said right there. What Swiper is coming off the rails with is there's a difference between being better than somebody and pushing them. Okay, I think Cade Cunningham has closed the gap between him and Brunson. Bron thinks he's better than him. I think he's
better
definitely
than Brunson too, though. By the way, I think he's a better playmaker than Brunson. I think he's a better defender.
Well, hold on. No, I'm with Jordan. I'm with you. I'm cool on Cade push. But the chat is nuts. So the chat is saying, why can't he get to SGA and Luka numbers? Their defense alone is terrible, and Swiper doesn't want to admit it. Like, dude, he's a worse scorer than them by a lot.
But here's
by a lot on the season.
Sure,
by a
absolutely,
lot.
Swiper, and I'm not going to argue that point.
There's an 11% scoring gap between SGA and him, and there's a big gap between Luka and Cade, and then let alone Luka for me is still a better passive playmaker than him.
But there was a gap.
Cade has gaps over them. I'm not.
No,
I'm with you. Cade's a good defender. He is. He's playing really well. This is going to turn into Cade slander. But when you say pushing
he has a gap over,
that's going to obviously throw me into a loop.
So his gap over SGA is quite simply just passing and playmaking. And I don't even want to throw playmaking out there because you guys are getting
better playmaker than him.
But he actually
is
a better
playmaker than SGA.
Yes. Yeah. Like SGA is a better flat-out scorer, but when you start adding passing into it, it is a clear gap between what.
Why isn't he a better playmaker than SGA though? Like that's what I don't get. Like why
SGA by himself is leading to a better offense on consistently than what Cade is doing. Even this season alone, SGA is leading to the second or third, depending on who you want to have out there, the second best offense in the NBA when he's out there, and let alone just the scoring. The scoring gravity SGA has is so monumentally better than Cade. Plus, and I'm with you, Jordan. I don't think SJ's a high-tier passer. And I've said this to you all. I've said this to you. But Jordan, playmaking is not just passing. Correct. It's advantage creation. SJ does that better than any guard in the league right now. Any other guard.
Cade creates the same advantages. I think Cade creates the same advantages.
The reason why he doesn't create the same advantage, but the reason why he doesn't create the same advantages, Jordan, is because the defense isn't as honest with me as it is with SGA. So because the defense isn't as honest,
what do you mean? They're not going to let Cade go
one-on-one. Drop the 42 and 30. But Jordan, this is what I'm saying.
They're not going to let Cade go one-on-one neither. So what do you mean?
When we say things, y'all, like I think this is what turns into is like. Now the chat is like, he had 42 and 13 yesterday. Like how's he not like, he was he had a great game, Jordan. He was phenomenal. Yeah. He was excellent. But now if you tell me like he's going to be pushing Luka and SGA, I'm like, dude, he's been doing this for half the year. And like, it's still not better than either one of those players.
What do you mean he's been doing this for half the year? He's been doing it for longer than a year.
Yeah,
I know, but I'm saying that 50 games in the season. No, he wasn't even close to this last year. I was up here telling y'all about Cade last year, and then you all were bringing up all the nonsense about him.
Just yapping. Like, let's pick out.
No, it's not. But Jordan, it's not yapping to say that he's not playing near Luka and SGA.
Okay, but all right. I want to go through it. Sure. We talk about the scoring gap, okay?
Yep.
Y'all say he's miles behind them.
Yes, he is.
This is where I disagree at because even like, of course, he's not a better scorer than them. I would give you that, but miles behind is crazy because even what Cade is doing, him averaging damn near 26 and 10. That's pretty much what he averaged, damn near 26 and 10 on a Detroit team who does not have the best spacing. But we can't even make an excuse for that, right? But when you say he's miles behind them guys, to me it's kind of nuts because it's like. Yeah, he's not a 30-point scorer like those guys, but he's still averaging 25, and he got 10 dimes to go with it.
We're just talking about scoring.
Okay, we're just talking about buckets, Jordan. That's number one. Number two,
but right. I just conceded that he's not a better scorer than him. But he's not
even in the conversation with him though, like at all. Like,
to be honest with you, I don't think he's in the conversation.
That's totally fine, but he's not miles behind him because.
I don't know how much more.
Jordan, are we having a conversation about Cade Cunningham being the best scorer in the game? Are we having that conversation?
No, but
right,
but that But we're not having that conversation because what Cade does for his team is totally different than what those guys do for their team. Cade doesn't have another playmaker on his team that can do the things that he can do. So that's why we're not talking about that. A lot of what Shea and Luka doing is a lot of J-Dub. Even when J-Dub is playing, like what the whole Thunder team make plays. Hartenstein make plays. Like don't do that.
Right,
like,
but
Cade,
to the level,
AJ Mitchell
predicated on Cade.
AJ Mitchell.
Yeah, it's like that. Like they don't even have that.
But
like
they do have.
Detroit Pistons don't have that.
But they do have floor spaces. They 100% got floor spaces. Okay, Duncan Robinson is a floor spacer. That is a fact. He 100% is a floor spacer.
Okay, he is a floor spacer, but why do the Pistons still have bad spacing?
Okay, well, because when you're shooting at that volume, some nights you're going to have it, some nights you're not going to have it. The same thing happened to the Boston Celtics.
Answer the question,
right? That one, I just answered your question. Why do they have bad spacing? Because my
they
long
have bad
ball is not
spacing every game. Chill, it's not
they
just
don't
one
have
night,
bad spacing every game. That's just not true at all. No, they do not. If they had bad spacing, right? They had bad spacing. Cade wouldn't be able to get to the rim as frequently as he does. That's number one. Number two, he wouldn't be able to find guys wide open on the wings the way he does. So that's just not true in terms of them having bad spacing. Number three, when you're talking about
he find guys, and then what happens on the wing?
Okay, Tobias Harris is knocking down mid-range on open shots. That's going on.
That's not on the wing. That's not on the wing. He's knocking down mid-range off his self-creation. That's what Tobias does.
He has not been doing that. Cade Cunningham creates offense for Tobias Harris. He creates offense for Jenkins. He creates offense for
Jenkins create his own offense. Chill, don't do that.
No, that's not true.
Yes,
in fact, not only does Cade create offense for the rest of these guys, they are all in unison. They all on the same page. They know exactly where they're supposed to be and what they're supposed to be doing. None of these dudes are going off the rails. If Tobias Harris is open 18 feet away from the basket on a kick out from Cade, he's knocking that shot down. That shot is going.
Yeah, that doesn't happen a lot, though.
And that's a shot that
happen. That's not where Cade is getting his playmaking from driving and kicking into Tobias. That's not happening all game long because they don't shoot it that well from outside. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You just making it up, talking about he creates offense.
Making it up.
No, he does not. Jenkins is damn near the backup point guard, so he creates pretty much all his offense. Jenkins pretty much
just so we clear, he played with Cade last night, which means that he played off the basketball. So with him playing off the basketball, he played on the floor with Cade.
A little bit, a lot of it.
But the point is that
a lot of Jenkins' thing was creating him with the ball.
The point is that with him and Cade are on the floor, even if it's for a limited amount of time, he creates offense for these two guys. No question about that. Now, when we're talking about them other dudes, you have said to me countless times, who is the number 2 over there in Detroit? Well, I can tell you who the number 1 is. That's Cade. And Cade is creating all that offense while they're getting the buckets that they're getting for them. Yes, he is.
What are you talking about, Chill? He is not
something like
he is playmaking. Yes, he is playmaking. He's collapsing.
Where's Detroit getting their buckets from?
25 a game comes from Cade, but a lot of them getting their buckets from a lot of times is defense too. Them playing defense, and then that turns
let's just say for the sake of argument they're getting 30 off of defense. Okay, where's the other 65 coming from?
But I'm saying, you said where's what?
Where's the other 60? Because I think they average 114 a game. So the 25 you're getting from Cade, plus let's say we're getting 30 on defense, right? So that's 55 points. Where's the other 65 coming from? Like, where are we getting that from?
Because it's basketball, Chill. You're gonna score points. You got isolation.
How are we getting buckets, Jordan? How?
Because they have guys that can get in the paint and drive and make finishes and stuff like that too.
Sure.
They have.
And how are these guys getting there?
You are trying to frame this as if Cade is driving and kicking to shooters all game long, and they just torture from the three ball.
I did not say that.
So where else would they get their points from then, Chill? If Cade is creating all of that, like you saying he's doing.
Cade is creating offense for them. He 100% is creating offense.
Where?
Okay, so in the gaps, when Cade gets downhill in the gaps, last night is a prime example of that. And this is to your point when you talked about Cade been doing this all year long. Cade is in the gaps. He kicks out to Tobias Harris, and Tobias Harris on that right wing, which he loves, by the way, knocks down an open shot. In addition to him doing that, Cade is throwing lobs to the rim, and he's throwing lobs to the rim to Jalen Duren. I'm creating offense for this guy. He's actually getting downhill. Duncan Robinson is not a one-on-one player. Duncan Robinson, the action that he gets is coming off screens, and Cade is creating buckets for him too. It's not just him coming off screens. These buckets that these guys are getting, it's not just give this dude the ball and he's going with it. That's not what's going on. Or am I missing something?
You're missing that with Tobias Harris for sure. That's for sure. That's what you missing with Tobias Harris. Get the
what's
ball
the
and
debate
just
right
let
now?
him get going.
I'm trying to figure out what's the debate right now.
That Cade isn't creating offense for his other guys. That's what.
No, that's not the argument. That's not even the argument. I'm just saying. We talked about the court spacing. That's where you switched it from. We was talking about the spacing. The reason why when you were saying they have the shooters and Duncan Robinson, which you named one shooter, by the way, and I'm saying no, they don't have the spacing. Detroit spacing sucks damn near every night, and you said that's not true. I'm saying it is true, and you was like, well, how are they getting their buckets? Well, they get their buckets because they got guys that drive the ball once Cade passes the ball.
And their main guy,
and
their main guy is driving the basketball. Their main guy is.
But is their spacing bad? Chill. But is their spacing bad?
I don't think it's as bad as you think. I don't think it's as bad as you say it is. So to answer your question, Jordan, I was about to say, to answer your question, it's not as good as other teams in the league. I don't think it's bad. No, I don't.
I think it's probably bottom tier, though, right? We can agree it's bottom tier.
I think it's average to below average. I don't think it's awful. No, I don't. I think it's bottom.
It ain't the worst space in the league because they got a guy like Cade Cunningham. But
and they got a guy like Duncan Robinson.
And
they got a guy like Duncan Robinson who can also stretch the defense.
You're not
what am I getting wrong here?
Game,
like this dude Cheese says I'm sad. What am I getting wrong here? What am I missing?
I mean, they're saying I'm a hater for saying he's not close to Luka and SGA right now. I don't know.
You dudes bug me out when we're talking about basketball, and when I'm watching basketball, because I don't agree with stuff that certain people say. Jordan and I go back and forth with it all the time. But there's one thing that I know for a fact. I know basketball. I know when I watch a guy get downhill and create offense with somebody else, I know what I'm looking at. What am I missing here? What's going on? What is happening right now?
I just think Cade deserves credit for what he did yesterday, but I guess Ron, like when you say he's going, when you say he's going to push,
I want to let you know, chill. Dennis Jenkins catching shooters 38% of his time. 38% of the time, not a lot, brother. 66%.
He's shooting 38%, or he's getting his shots 38% per catch and shoot.
He catching shooting 38% of the time. That's not his percentage. I'm saying that's amount of the time he's doing.
His play type. Okay, play type. Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Now with the catch and shoot logic that you're talking about, okay, that is a small amount, but. What else is he doing?
Basketball, by the way, Jordan.
No, I actually dig that number, Jordan, that you're talking about. So let me ask you this, Jordan: is it him just catch and shoot, or when Cade gets downhill and Cade is kicking it to him, and is he shot faking and getting to the rim, or is just Cade giving him the ball like in the half court and he's just going 1-on-1?
I think a lot of the times you're underestimating that, like the play style Dennis Jenkins have. He's pretty much pick and roll ball handler a lot of the time. Chill. That's what you're missing. That's what I was telling you about Dennis Jenkins. He basically damn near they secondary point guard, pretty much. When Cade is in the game, Cade damn near play off ball and let him play on the ball. That's what I was saying about that. And it's because Detroit lacks the spacing. So you have to put Cade Cunningham out there sometimes off the ball to circumvent that bad spacing that they have. When it's available. Yeah, when it's available, because a lot of times it's not available for Detroit. That's what I was saying about them. And then so go back to Swiper point about Cade not being in the same tier as Luka and SGA. I'm saying a lot of that is because those guys have their offense figured out a little bit better than what Detroit has. Detroit doesn't necessarily have a full strategy on how they want to play offense. The Oklahoma City Thunder's team is built around what SGA does. They have guys that can play make too. Like Caruso is an underrated playmaker. iHeart is a not underrated playmaker, but he's a damn good playmaker. J-Dub is a damn good playmaker. Like even Chet at times can be a good playmaker. That's something that the Detroit Pistons don't have. Now, I do agree that SGA and Luka are better scorers than Cade, for sure. I'm not disagreeing with that. But when you say he's not pushing them as players, that's where I disagree with you.
And once again, nobody said that SGA or Luka are worse than Cade. Nobody even said that Cade is at their level. All I'm saying is the tier that they're in, he's at the doorstep.
Oh, for sure. All he's missing is the playoffs.
He might not even have knocked on the door yet, but he's outside the house.
If Cade goes to the Eastern Conference Finals or the Finals, how is he not in that category?
Because winning,
what I'm trying to
a winning bias for a level of play.
That's not how he's going to enter that conversation.
But with me closing the gap, wouldn't me closing the gap, which I think Cade is doing. I think he is closing the gap amongst those guards. With me closing the gap, wouldn't that be me pushing them, Swiper? Would that not be it? Would that not be me pushing
if I want to go the long route of Ron saying 5 years from now, then yeah, I mean, sure. Like, I don't. Maybe Luka deteriorates. Maybe SGA deteriorates, and Cade gets better.
Wow.
I just will say, I mean, Cade's. It's just there's a big gap between their what they're doing right now. I just think Cade is playing really well. He deserves credit for that. Last night was great. It might have been the best game that he's had in his whole career. Like, just in totality, how they played. Jalen, they were just bullying. They were bullying the Knicks yesterday. Like, they made them look small. They made them look like they didn't belong on the court with them. And they had a phenomenal game, and Cade was spearheading that. So he had a phenomenal game. I think that this, and on the positive side, so I can get back on my Cade hype train, for Cade to 2 years ago be in talks of he's one of the least effective players in the NBA. And people were saying that he is not a number one option. He can't lead Detroit. He's not the kind of guy you can build your roster around. We had conversations up here about Cade Cunningham and his overall value as a player. He wasn't like, super great scorer, the playmaking, but then the turnovers, all that kind of stuff. And then on top of that, they were losing all the time. He was on one of the worst teams ever. And so a lot of people were very low on him. So for him to bounce back this year and to put up this kind of season and then lead Detroit to the number one overall seed, where they are pushing to have the best record in the NBA, where he can have a night like last night where he goes against Jalen Brunson, who for many people has been better than him considerably. And JB, by the way, not like he had a bad game. He had 33 points, 8 assists yesterday. He was 12 of 20 from the field, like a 3-7 from 3. Like, he had a good game. But Cade came out yesterday, man on a mission after the All-Star break, and had 42 and 13 with 8 rebounds on top of that. Yep. 5 turnovers, but whatever. You know how I feel about turnovers when you're passing the ball a bunch. That stuff is going to happen. But he was excellent. Like, Cade Cunningham has been phenomenal this year. Like, he is an excellent player. And on top of that, Mr. 2028, I'm the best American player in the world. I love that Cade has that attitude. And again, for Cade to bounce back, like I said, for the last 3 years, and for him to turn into this player, and then for him to get to this point where he's saying, I am the best American player, and you can look at him and you can make an argument for it, I think that's a big respect to Cade. Cade has been incredible. Phenomenal.
I think the scoring efficiency argument for Cade is a valid one. I do think that is what's keeping him out of, like, let's say, a Luka in the SGA tier. But I will say this. If Cade Cunningham ever gets to like 62, 63 true shooting, he's going to have an argument for being better than both of them as complete players. Because that's the only thing that's holding him out of the conversation right now. Because you could argue he's a better passer and or playmaker than Shea. He's definitely just as good as a defender as Shea, if not better. He's definitely a better defender than Luka Doncic, right? And so that is really his last step. Like, if Cade ever is, and this year, from an efficiency, accuracy standpoint, he's definitely there with those players.
And
like,
they're winning
1,000%.
I don't even think real talk. I don't even think it needs to be
American player.
I don't even think it needs to be true shooting or efficiency.
Shea is not from the United States of America, brother.
Nobody cares about the efficiency as much as people that just watch the stats, to be honest with you, because that can be overrated when it comes down to just winning games. Like, at the end of the day, Cade can shoot whatever he want to shoot. If his team win a game, they go to championships. This is where I think the disconnect is. Y'all saying him
the better you shoot, the more like you are to win.
Hold on. Y'all saying him going to the finals is not the thing that separates him. I mean, that's not the thing that's going to enter him in that category. And then y'all will go and say the efficiency is what's going to put him in that category. And that's where the disconnect with me at on that is, because it's like, I could give a damn how efficient he is if he's getting
is
there.
Tyrese Halliburton and Luka SGA talks for you?
Well, to be honest with you, real talk.
If he was to continue to do it, if Tyrese Halliburton did it again, I would say yes, because he's so impactful to winning games. Like, regardless whether y'all want it to be this top-notch scorer or whether you want him to be, the best scorer in the league, that doesn't matter if your impact is winning game. We saw it with Steve Nash. They put Steve Nash in them conversations because of what? Because he was winning. That's what it is. And his impact
Nash was ridiculously efficient, though.
Nash's efficiency. Yeah, that's totally fine. But at the end of the day, they was winning games. They was going to the conference finals. They was winning games.
But Jordan, I mean, if winning is that, then why do I have to come up here and defend Jason Tatum? Like, because
I don't know. I've never pushed back on you defending Jason Tatum. I've always said Jason Tatum is in that category. But sometimes he does have stinkers. Sometimes he does things that SGA and Luka sometimes wouldn't do in certain situations, like AKA the finals. Like when,
but if we're trying to win,
Brunson got to outplay him. I mean, Jaylen Brown got to outplay him.
But he still won though. See, but that's why the winning logic is like, yeah. I mean, it would definitely help if he performed and won, but just winning isn't that. That's not what's going to elevate you in conversations nowadays. We don't really rank off that anymore. It
obviously, it's context added to it. We know the Pistons. We know the Pistons not doing that if Cade is not. Like the Pistons not getting there because Cade's going to have a stinker and somebody else going to show up. No, if the Pistons get to the final, it's because of Cade. Like that's that's the context in this. So that's why that would increase him into that conversation. As far as Jason Tatum, though, chill. I don't fight anybody that says Jason Tatum is on the level of SGA and Luka. He is. Anybody that's saying that, it's like you got a bias towards something. Like you got a bias towards it. But at the end of the day,
I'm willing to hear more Luka than SGA, brother. But I don't think Chill thinks he's even close to SGA right now.
Who? Jason Tatum? He's not playing.
I know, but I'm saying when he was.
I think SGA has passed him. I do think that, and that's largely.
But Luka's Luka. People saw Luka's issues, and so I think Chill's more ready to hear that conversation. I think he even had Tatum above Luka after that. If I remember,
he had players.
I think all three of them are interchangeable, brother. I like SGA. SGA is a great player. All three of those guys can be interchangeable any given season. Like Luka could have a fantastic showing, and he can look like the best player in the world. So can Jason Tatum. So can SGA. Yeah. Like those three guys are interchangeable. Now, the separator between those two and Jason Tatum, that the pushback I would give is Jason Tatum just don't get to the free throw line enough, just like those guys. That's just the only thing I would say.
For me offensively, I don't think he takes advantage of mismatches as much as he should as a bucket getter.
Which is I think it should be him getting to the free throw line a little bit more. Those two guys get to the free throw line.
This practical basketball, I just disagree. I don't agree that he's pushing either one. That's not a practical basketball thing. I don't think Cade Cunningham is pushing Luka and Shea in the next 5 years. Maybe he does, but again, that would
but that doesn't make any sense.
What does pushing mean to you? Then
I want people to understand that like this is massively different than what the conversation we had about Cade last year. And I understand like everybody's updated their resume and all that stuff, but this y'all are new, not you and watching, but this praise for Cade is new. Because this was not here last year when it was me.
That's because he's a different player than he was last year. He's going to be a different player next year.
But to move to like he's going to be pushing one of the best peaks we've ever seen in SGA, and then to move to I understand that people are down on Luka. Luka's not having he's not having the like when 2019 came around. He's the best player in the world by year 5 time. He's not that yet. But I will say Luka still has 6-7 seasons of like. All of those seasons have been better than anything Cade has put on the floor.
But nope, you're not doing this with me. The reason why you're not doing this with me because when we did this a couple of years ago, when you talked to me, I told you that SGA was not where Jason Tatum was, and all you kept telling me was what's going on right now. What's going on right now? Yeah. That's all you cared about was what was going on right now. Now you're telling me that Cade Cunningham doesn't have the longevity and he doesn't have the years. But that logic doesn't work.
No, because SGA's had 4 years now, brother. Like it's
okay, and I said the same thing about Jason Tatum.
But Tatum doesn't have 4 years like that though.
The 4 year when he was
Swipe, you don't think if Cade Cunningham, because I know this is what is going to fix it for you. If Cade Cunningham next season or relatively soon. Or relatively soon. No, because Ron isn't just talking about today. He said moving forward. That was the start of the conversation. If Cade Cunningham next year is a 62.5% true shooting score, then what?
On better efficiency.
Yeah, sure. But I think the thing is like I don't have to praise SGA. SGA's work on it alone speaks for itself.
Yeah.
But bro, like SGA is like, you know what I mean? Like
but this is where
that's a tough bar to get. I mean, that's just a tough bar to get.
It is a tough bar, but I think that you do the same thing to me. Chill. This is where you get yourself in trouble. Swiper, this is where you get yourself in trouble where players, when they get to a certain space, like can't nobody penetrate that space. Like that's just it. And Luka is just going to stay there. And SGA is just going to stay there. So when I said that Anthony Edwards, I think
Luka might fall off, but I was with you on I'm with you on Ant. Ant's my dude.
Right.
I'm with
So
you on Ant.
why is it ridiculous to think that the way Cade is playing right now, and I ain't talking around about 40 and 12. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about that mid-range gets better. Not only does that mid-range gets better, he gets smarter as a distributor. The turnovers turn down. In addition to the turnovers turning down, he gets better as a defender. Why is it ridiculous to think that gap between him, Luka, and SGA is going to close? Why is it ridiculous to think that if he continues to improve?
If Luka continues this injury stuff, like, and Lake Show Jerry, who's a stalker on Twitter, is saying it's all about Jokic. Brother, if Cade Cunningham gets to Jokic talks, I will be, you know how happy for Cade to go from being the 13th best player in his class to best in the world talks. That
First off,
we just did it with Wemby. We literally just did it. I'm not trying to hear that.
Nobody thought that Cade Cunningham was a 13th. Well, besides one person thought that Cade.
But I'm saying that was where the talks were when we first had the Cade.
And Ron were high on Cade last year.
Though, Swiper. That
was high on Cade when he was.
You weren't fall off on that either. You were right there next to him
when he was in Dallas.
Ron been singing the Cade praises. Ron was doing that.
People being high on Cade. This is.
And Ron, to be fair, I've been telling Knicks fan, whenever we had Sideshow Bob and them up here, I would tell him the only reason Cade wasn't up 3-1 in that series is because Tim Hardaway Jr. didn't get a foul call. Chill,
which he was clearly.
Detroit gets out of that series if that didn't happen.
Hey, chill. I got a question.
Yes, sir.
How far removed are we from, like, with conversations in basketball about, like, a player being so good, but they keep falling short? Like, at the end of the day, why isn't winning the main thing? I just want to know that. Like, why isn't winning the separator, like, for who can do what? You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't against SGA. Mm-hmm. I wasn't against SGA being the best in the world last year. Mm-hmm. I'm the one that said it. I said at first I didn't have him, but he won. Fuck it, I got to give it to him. Mm-hmm. Last season, SGA was the best player in the game of basketball. Mm-hmm. Had no problem admitting that. Mm-hmm. Why is it that, like, for example, with Jokic, I like Jokic, great player, but how many more times is he not going to get to the finals before we, like, question, like, the shit he doing?
To answer your question, Jordan, because we've fallen into the space of just basketball players. And we've taken away from how important it is for basketball players to produce at a high level when put in situations to win. All we care about them is, yo, you nicer than him with the pill. You're a better bucket getter than him. You're a better defender than him. That's the space that we've fallen into. That's why winning has not become as high as it used to be, in my estimation. To answer
I think something is wrong with that. Like, we're going to have, let's say we go on another 4-year run where Jokic don't sniff the finals.
Nah.
Nobody's going to penalize him for that shit.
I can't keep saying that.
Look, I agree to an extent, but the reason why we don't just use who's winning to determine who's the best or who the better players are is because, we've had to learn throughout, like, the history of the sport that sometimes the best players aren't always in the best situations. It takes a whole team and an organization to win championships.
Jokic is in a good situation.
Oh yeah. So in the Jokic example, I will say this, Jordan. He can still be the best player, or to some, the best player in the world, and not be getting to the finals. That's fine and dandy, in my opinion. But I will say this. The level of player in which his fans try to put him on, he cannot continue to not. They try to, because they want to try to say like he's the LeBron of this era, and no, he's not. He's not that caliber of player. That's all I'm saying. Because if that's the case, he's not that caliber of player.
But I think the issue is, Jordan, if when you bring up the Jokic stuff and the not winning, and I'm with you, like, I think, but again, like, even with Jokic in 20, I think there are legitimate things that happened around him that were not out of his control last year. Like those games 2 and 3, that's it within his control. He didn't play well. Like, and then I think the year before, like, Jamal Murray had an injury, like, in the playoff that obviously affected his play. Like, the year before Jamal Murray was healthy, they won. The year before Jamal Murray did miss the playoffs, they lost in the first round to the Warriors. The year before they didn't have Murray or MPJ, they had a bad version of MPJ rather, and then they lost that year to the Suns in the second round. I think if you just go through the timeline, Giannis, for instance, best player in the world for a lot of people, Giannis hasn't been out the first round in 3 years.
But I'm agreeing with that.
4 years. That's what I'm saying. But I think that's like there's context to that though. Like I'm saying, like, I think with those two players in particular, there's context to why I would say they haven't had more postseason success throughout their run and throughout their reign than we would have wanted, is what I'm saying. I think the issue is that
I agree.
And so I'm not trying to make excuses for Joker. Joker didn't play well in games last year. That is what it is. But I think he clearly has been on the opposite end of injury luck. The same thing with Giannis.
I agree, but at the same time, I agree, but one time.
But when y'all won the championship, y'all were on the good end of injury luck.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You have to benefit from it. You have to benefit from it, and you can also be
what is
so many
it
times
like?
in a row? Like, I don't like. Okay, if shit keep happening 4 times, like, brother, I don't want to hear
how is
that.
that Giannis's fault?
This is what I'm talking about.
How is that Giannis? Hold on, but chill. But how is that Giannis's fault though? Because like, if we're doing it now, Giannis is about to miss the playoffs again or be out the first round again. I'm saying we can't. Even the last 4 years, like Giannis missed it.
We gotta start having a different conversation about him. And to Jordan's
point, that's not Giannis's fault.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't, as good as you are as a player, you being able to hold up matters.
But how is it Giannis's fault for
you being able to hold up matters? And Jordan, what it sounds to me like you're saying, is you sick of hearing me say, Jordan, I got your money tomorrow. Jordan, I got your money tomorrow.
Yeah.
Jordan, I got your money. Chill. When you gonna give me my damn money?
How is it Giannis's fault for Dame not being healthy?
I know that. And Jordan, to your point, I know that you got a good ass job. I know you get money. When are you going to give me my money?
Whoa. Time out. Wait. Chill. No, time out, chill. Because you didn't even believe this. Because look, when Tatum went out in the first round in 21, he had a 50 ball in that series. But JB was hurt. Okay. And then the very next year, the year
before that, he was in the East Finals. Don't forget that. And 2 years before
that, he lost.
He was in the East Finals.
He lost.
They were building it, right? And he wasn't in best player of the world talk at that point.
Yeah, then
chill. I'm not gonna lie, chill. This argument doesn't make sense for you, knowing who your GOAT is. To be quite frank, you can't be the winning guy. Oh, we have to have a different conversation if you're not winning guy, and your GOAT is LeBron James.
Here's the difference, though. The difference with that real talk is that he did win, and he won multiple times.
But he lost more than he won.
But he also lost more than he won.
But here's the difference with him. Here's the difference with him. Real talk is the difference with him losing.
But he also sold in multiple finals.
But wait a minute. He was there. That's number one. And number two, he actually did win. Like, to Jordan's point,
he won 4 times.
We haven't seen Joker back there. We're going on year 3 now.
But LeBron,
we haven't seen.
We're in a better league. That's why there's no repeats.
You self-admitted this though. The reason why, a contributing factor to LeBron doing that, he played in a very weak East. You brought this up. Very weak East. He had a very good talent around. He had the best teams around him in the Eastern Conference at all of these runs for the most part. He lost.
But he also had the best team.
When he didn't have the best team, he lost every time.
But he got
every single time he didn't have the best team, he lost. When he won with the Heat, he had the best team. They won twice back to back, and then they lost the very next year. That Wade was the diminished product of himself, and so was Chris Bosh, and everybody fell apart.
So we had the best team.
No, he had the best team, and they were favored to win the title.
LeBron got criticized for
No. I hear you, but chill. Saying
ass whooping so Jokic can walk.
No. Chill. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, bro. This is why when you have conversations in totality, Joker has played through a tougher playoff run than LeBron did over the course of that run, and had injuries that have affected the run.
That's not Swiper. You can hype that up all you
want. No, it's not hype, Jordan. No, Jordan. I'm asking you. No, Jordan. Hold on. I'm asking you.
All that shit don't even matter.
It does matter, Jordan. You're just talking through the point because you brought up a point about he got there. You can admit, and I think you can admit. Sure. The competition that Joker has played in the West playoffs is better than the competition that LeBron played in the East playoffs. Because I'm talking to chill. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, you also acknowledge the injuries that have been there on Jokic's end going through the run. And so all I'm saying is not excuse making. Joker, I think, didn't play good enough in games 2, 3, and 4. But in game 5, when he did, he had 45 and 15, and Jamal Murray sucked in the fourth quarter. No, but Jordan, you're just talking through the point. Like, just let me talk to chill, because I'm trying to get to this point. The issue is that you're saying you have to be able to do it and you have to be able to win it because you're just talking. You said you have to be able to get there.
Excuses. That does not matter.
LeBron didn't win every year. Jordan didn't win every year. They didn't win. They didn't win. What'd you say?
Yes, and at real talk, at some point,
Michael Jordan
the winning isn't the only
LeBron has 4.
They lost, but they lost.
And
LeBron has 4. Mike has 6. Jokic have 1.
I'm not just talking about you. I said Giannis too. Giannis has won.
And I understand that. Real talk.
Yes,
Is it Giannis's fault?
But it shouldn't be.
Is it Giannis's fault for being hurt? Is it Giannis's fault Dame went down? Matter of fact, Jordan, let me see how much of a dumb argument this is. Hey, chill. In 2022, when Giannis Antetokounmpo was averaging 35, 15, and 6, and they lost in Game 7, he had 20. Let me just give you the background. Let me give you the background, chill. He had 44, 20, and 6 in Game 6. They lost that game. He had 25, 20, and 9 in Game 7. They lost that game. Now, Giannis, to his credit or slander, he missed almost every shot he needed to make in the second half of that game because he was exhausted. But Chris Middleton wasn't there. Drew Holiday shot 40% in that series. I'm not talking to you, Jordan. I'm not talking to you. Jordan, chill. No, it's cool. I don't care.
As you were saying.
Mute, shut up. So what I'm saying is that chill in this situation. Are you telling me that you're blaming? Are you telling me that you're blaming Giannis in 2022
let him get it off,
losing
Jordan. Let him
to
get it
the
off.
Celtics? Is it his fault for losing to the Celtics, even though he averaged 35, 15, and 5?
Okay, so we got to do the same
with no Chris Middleton,
and we have to do the same thing. If you're doing that, we got to do the same thing with James in 09 when he went almost 40, 10, and 10 when they lost to the Orlando Magic.
I agree with you. I agree, but
chill. We agree, but that's why we're saying this isn't like the argument for like. Look, matter of fact, the reason why we started adding context to careers has a lot to do with LeBron James. Because we understand that LeBron, because all of the LeBron haters just wanted he has 6 losses in the finals, just ignoring that in 07 he lost to a clearly superior team. In 14, the Spurs shot historic from 3. Then he loses to the Golden State Warriors with no Kevin Love and no Kyrie Irving. Then in 17, 18, he's losing to Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala, all on one team. So it would be foolish of us to be looking at LeBron talking about, oh my God, why are you losing LeBron to Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and Klay Thompson and Draymond? So we are giving that benefit of the doubt to other players.
And real talk, what I told
Giannis, it would be foolish if last year we look at Giannis like, oh my God, why isn't Giannis getting it done when Giannis is averaging like 35, 12, and 6, and Damian Lillard's not there, and a whole bunch of stuff is going on for that Milwaukee Bucks team. Why are we looking to you? Because you said, we might have to look at Giannis different. To me, it's like, why are we looking at Giannis different if he's performing to Giannis standards and the team just isn't good enough?
Which is a fair win, and I think that's a
fair.
fair.
Chill. Remember, we said this. I said this to you on Sunday. I said this to you on Sunday. Chill. I don't give a damn what the numbers say about LeBron in 14, 15 in that final. He was by far the best player in the series. By far. I think that's his most impressive series ever. And he lost. And he lost.
Absolutely.
Like, am I blaming him for Timothy Mozgov and Matthew Dellavedova being the
I'm not going to argue that point. But to real talk, to your point, I think that everything that you just said is valid. I think that where the separation is between you and me is that at some point, we can't just keep saying he was the most awesome. Like, at some point, you have to win, which is what he did. I don't expect you to win every year, right? I don't expect you to win every year. But at some point, you have to win.
And but what's also crazy? Go ahead.
Really quickly, real talk. And if we're going to talk about you like being the best player in the world, like we do Joker, like we do Giannis, it has to come more frequently, man. Like we did with James.
Thank you.
Because he won more. Jordan won more.
How's he slid by? How's he slid by?
Because the nigga won one time, and we be putting him in top 10 conversation.
Hold on. No. So can we find a consensus of where Joker's at? Go ahead, chill.
Real quickly. Real talk. I don't expect you to win every year. And to me, like, winning isn't extremely high on it's high on my list, but it isn't extremely high. But I do care about it. I mean, you can't just be kicking ass and you're not winning, because then it's empty. And I do understand the context, right? But at some point, I can't keep getting paid.
They're not even healthy right now, Chill. You said they should make.
I can't.
You have them making the finals. They're still not healthy.
We can't keep talking.
Do you guys understand why this is a problem? Do you understand what the problem is?
No, I don't.
Jordan, what's the problem?
The problem 4 or 5 years and ain't winning.
Go ahead.
Chill. This is why this is a problem. The problem is, Swiper, with all due respect, Swiper has held Jokic up to here. So now we are trying to combat Swiper. Swiper's word isn't law when it comes to Jokic. We know he's a major Jokic fan. We know that. We should not be trying to hold Jokic up to those expectations of LeBron, Jordan, even Steph Curry.
Ron, I got it. It's not just Swipe those because the basketball community.
How many people is it though?
A lot of people, Ron. A lot of the basketball community have Jokic in this tier of Michael Jordan, LeBron type peak player.
Behind the back, wide open. Pass.
Yeah, it's
all right, so
it's not just
talk,
Swipe.
maybe it's me then. Maybe I just be looking at that shit thinking it's a joke. Maybe I just be thinking people
I
be
don't know how
trolling.
we got here. We was talking about Cade Cunningham. That's what we
No, chill. The reason why we got here is because we were talking about how winning matters, and we named a bunch of players. Yeah. Jordan brought up Jokic and said if winning does matter, then we got to hold Jokic to that standard. Swiper then said we got to hold Giannis to that standard. I agree. We do got to hold certain players. If you are that great, if you are the best player in the NBA, you should be winning, and you should be winning championships.
And I don't see.
But we picked them to win the ring this year, though. The season's not over. We're in the middle of the season, and the season isn't over.
But that doesn't just because. So since the season's not over, we can still criticize him because the season's not over.
Criticize for which
part? Hold on, no, Swiper. It's not even.
What?
I probably shouldn't even criticize.
I'm asking you.
I probably shouldn't even criticize.
That nigga get so emotional just because you talk about Jokic, bro.
Nigga, we're talking about other players. I disagree with your argument. I think what you said is dumb. I think your point about winning and LeBron is dumb. When he won and lost, he lost 6 times. And then on top of that, he sucked in multiple finals. Sucked. He is the reason they lost in 2011. He's the reason they lost. LeBron,
what are you arguing?
Player in the world who had 2 MVPs. He sucked. Therefore, they lost. So your argument is bad. Your argument is bad. That's what I'm saying.
Right now, why are you bringing up LeBron James?
Well, because this idea that just because you're the best player in the world, devoid of context, means you should win every year. That's not the way the argument works. That's not the way it works.
Nobody said that.
Jordan, you said they haven't won enough. Giannis has one title. SJ has one title. Jokic has one title. Right now, all 3 of those players are dealing with injuries. All 3 of those players have injured teammates. Every single one of them. Every single one of them.
The point is consistent with all 3 of them, though. Shea needs to win more, especially with him being in Kobe conversations.
Pushing Cade Cunningham, pushing SJ and Luka.
Giannis needs to win more with the conversations he's in.
But the idea you're blaming Giannis for the reason why that they've lost is ridiculous to me. It's not a price. That's not a price I want to tax him with. I'm not going to tax him with that. I'm not going to tax him with that. That's silly.
You do know that's the reason why Kevin Garnett isn't valued as high as he should be.
That's dumb. I think you're dumb. If you think Kevin Garnett's a worse player because he didn't win,
it's not though.
So wait, Ron, I'm asking you. So when you watch Kevin Garnett play, you're saying that's not one of the 20 best players I've ever seen in my life?
Kevin, look, I'll keep it a buck with you. Since we're talking about Kevin Garnett, I never thought that Tim Duncan was better than Kevin Garnett. Never. However, when we do these lists and we talk about
you gonna put TD over KG,
I cannot put Kevin Garnett in the top 10 because
an arbitrary
anybody's list. Tim Duncan is over Kevin Garnett. You know
that's true.
Like,
but I'm saying,
I've never seen a list of Kevin Garnett over.
Does it devalue Kevin Garnett's career that he played in Minnesota?
Nobody says it devalue. Obviously, nothing.
But he played in Minnesota.
We're not trying to devalue nobody. All we're trying to do is
make
a pecking order on where
he played with Wally Serbiak and Sam Cassell. That was the best team he ever had.
Bro, it's gonna be every time, and that's why there's tiers and categories.
Wally Serbiak did.
Yeah, but one time, but we know what that was. Yeah, good team. Put him in the game.
Wally was cold. Wally was cold.
But we don't have to act like KG was having. And see, KG, another example of why we can't just do like the winning thing because he's on a clearly inferior team. Like I don't understand how we're going to penalize Kevin Garnett. Because he's playing in Milwaukee with inferior roster after inferior roster when the Dirk Mavs are in his conference, the Spurs are in his conference, the Shaq Kobe Lakers are in his conference. Like, How are we blaming Kevin Garnett for this? I don't.
It's not about blame, real talk. It's not about blame, but you have if you're not winning, I have to knock you to a certain extent.
There you go.
Like you can still be great. You could be awesome, but that's how sports work regardless. So yeah, we know it's a team sport, but if you're the best player, you want to be talked about like this, then you have to do incredible things. Even if that means carrying an inferior team to victory. If you're incapable of carrying an inferior team to victory, I can't talk about you to a certain extent.
That's the price you pay for being a champion, bro.
But yes, you can still be great. You can still be awesome. We could talk about how good you are, but there's a room that you're not allowed to get in, and that's just
it. And Swiper lost his mind behind that, though.
There is to it.
Lost his
fellas, we got to move on.
If you got a whack crew and y'all getting stomped out, and you're the leader, man, teach the niggas how to squabble. Teach the niggas how to squabble.
On the reverse end, if you got a crew that is they all right, but you're floor raising or even ceiling raising them to another level, which I'm talking about Cade Cunningham. I'm not knocking the Detroit Pistons, but Cade is carrying that squad.
And that's why if he gets to the finals, Ron, you got to play
crazy defense. His teammates play crazy defense. But we watched that game last night. Cade is carrying that team, and he does it night in and night out. We've seen it in the playoffs last year. We've seen what he was doing last season. He's taking it to a whole nother level this season. And Swiper, that's all I'm saying is you could clearly see that what Cade's doing, it is a direct impact to winning. If he
but nobody's disagreeing with that
and get better and better and better. What I'm saying is, those conversations are going to get louder and louder and louder. Shane Luka, it's going to get closer and closer and closer.
Why should we ignore that? Because some fucking nerd on the internet said he's not fucking efficient.
It's Jordan,
who the fuck cares?
You
like,
think
why
SGA
should
is
we
better
ignore? Why should we ignore what Cade Cunningham? Why should we ignore what Cade Cunningham is doing? And if he get to this finals this year with this Detroit Pistons team, we should ignore everything Cade Cunningham did because he's not efficient.
I don't think you should ignore it.
Okay, can I ask you this, Jordan? Jordan,
hold on, real talk.
Okay,
we gotta make an intermission and talk about the good guys over at Splash Sports. Why do we got to talk about Splash Sports? Because the NBA is heating up and it's about to be playoff time. And now is your chance to get in on the action with quick picks on Splash Sports because it is the DFS game that you've been waiting for. Why? Because it isn't just you versus some algorithm. It's not you versus the sports book. It's you versus other real sports fans, real competition, real skill is involved. The playing field is completely level. This means you get bigger payouts because you have more ways to win. It's just your picks versus their picks. It's not your picks versus a crazy algorithm that's tilted against you. And the cool thing about Splash Sports, as you see on the screen, is when you play $5, you get a free $50 deposit that comes your way. You guys, let me know where you can get this, where I give you $5 and you give me back $50. That's almost unheard of unless it's on Splash Sports. So if you guys are ready to compete, download the Splash Sports app, use code CHOICE, play that $5 and get $50 back instantly. $5 turns into $55. It's almost like magic. It's like abracadabra. But we are going to show you guys right here, right now, exactly how to play quick picks and what to do. Fellas, we got the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Clippers. This is the battle of the LA teams. This is the game we're going to lock in on. I need 3 picks, Lakers versus Clippers. How we rock in. Obviously, you can see, we got Luka, we got Kawhi, we got LeBron, we got Austin Reeves. But who exactly do we want to go with for the Lakers?
Does LeBron have 3-pointers made somewhere?
Let's see.
The under the less on that, right?
Nah, Bron finna be on the heater post All-Star break from 3. Bron shooting 40+% from 3. He doesn't. See, there's a reason why it's off there, Ox. There's a reason. Mm-hmm. You saw him in that All-Star game pulling from 40. Cash.
Mm-hmm.
What we want to do? DeAndre?
Hell no, not
Rui?
Rui? Nah.
Austin Reeves, assistant rebounds. I like this. 8.5.
Kawhi is Kawhi.
Why is Kawhi playing it today?
He needs to play.
Because he's a basketball player and it's his job.
Imagine that, real talk.
real
Imagine
talk.
making
Fellas,
you do your damn
fellas,
job.
we on the Lakers right now, fellas.
Stay focused.
We on the Lakers.
We're on the
fellas.
Lakers right
What-
now, Ron. Yes, we
Who
are.
we rocking with?
I don't know.
You didn't take that Austin Reeves, Ron?
All right, I'm gonna go
I'm
more
not mad at
Austin
the Austin
Reeves,
Reeves pick. Yeah.
assist and rebounds.
Mhm.
Is there anybody else on the Lakers? We want to go with LeBron. We want to go Luka,
Why y'all ain't
or do we
bring
want to go with two Clippers?
What does Leonard's line look like? Ox, how come
I
your
feel
face
like we're
always
gonna be
crushed up when I
trapping
say
the
Leonard?
hell out of.
It's not that. I just don't want him. I don't want him to play tonight, chill. That's why.
Okay, so Leonard's line, I got 31.5 points and assists.
Take less on that.
No.
Yeah, he gonna do that in points tonight.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do that in points. Let's see. You know what, Ron? I'm gonna take the more on the points and assists.
More on the
Wait,
points and assists.
Oh, that's crazy. I said Kawhi. I didn't go give Kawhi.
31.5. Yeah, I'll take more. I'll take the more on that.
Kawhi ain't getting no
All right.
assists, chill.
Swiper, you want some Chris Dunn love?
No, I'm all right.
John Collins, Brooke Lopez.
Dude, what John Collins got? What John Collins
No,
got?
thank you.
Brooke got threes.
Would you like some Swiper? No, thank you.
Points and rebounds. Hey, I like those points and rebounds for Brooke.
You want to go Brooke? Brooke been hooping.
Yeah.
All right.
Man, Brooke had a few shining moments on the defensive end last night, but he was still a little disappointing at points too. But I mean, he's old, so whatever.
And would you look at that? The Clippers versus the Lakers has a 10% boost. We're going to go ahead and apply that. That will turn $20 into $132. You guys go ahead and do that. Join the winner circle, and we will see you guys at the bank. But before we do that, you guys make sure to use code CHOICE after you download the Splash Sports app. Once again, you will get $50 when you play just $5. If you're ready to compete, use code CHOICE on Splash Sports. Get a free $50 deposit when you play your first $5. And the link is in the description. We'll see what you guys are made of. All right, fellas. We got super chat, so let's go ahead and dive into these. And then we're going to get into the fast breakdown. We are back fresh off All-Star weekend. Last night felt amazing. It almost kind of felt like Christmas. It felt very good to have basketball back. It was a nice mini break. All-Star weekend was cool, but it felt good to be able to, go through a bunch of different games, watch it back-to-back on Amazon. It was nice, y'all. But let's see what the people got to say about what happened last night or about what we was talking about. The first super chat that I got is from, here we go. Elton C. said, I don't want to hear nothing about no Scotty Barnes, Jalen Brunson, or how good OG's defense is. Cade Cunningham is a freaking superstar. 42 points, 13 assists on 3 free throws. What a game.
And the boy middle name is Parker.
He was cooking your boy. I'm talking about.
That's fine. That's fine. But I know that boy name ain't Parker. Middle name
It is
Parker.
Cade Cunningham. That is absolutely his name. Huh?
Shout out Cade Parker.
Shout out.
That
I
is
see
his
you,
name.
Park. I see you, Park. Now, I know just the other day we were talking about the Pistons, and I don't know if they got a guy that's going to, take over like that and superstar, have superstar games in the playoffs and get buckets like that. I think maybe Cade just trying to show he can do that.
Are we getting a glimpse of what it could possibly be come playoff time? Because that's if when we're talking about players entering that upper echelon of player real talk, this is when you enter that category, when you get busy in the playoffs. You get busy in the regular season, and once you elevate that into the playoffs, then we start talking about you like the other guys who have done that.
Mm-hmm.
We 100%.
I mean, if Cade and the Pistons do make a finals run, I mean, I'm sure there will be some people ready to elevate him into those talks. For me, I need a better regular season output, and I'm anticipating that will be next year, to be honest with you. But I'm not just going to sit here and because he gets to the finals in a conference that we have all deemed weak, by the way. Well, at least like
not chill.
95% of us have deemed weak.
I deem it weak, but it's still impressive, though.
I don't think
I'm not saying it's not impressive, but I'm just saying,
they shouldn't even be allowed in the league.
Hey, real talk. You know what's crazy is if Wemby and the Spurs get to the finals, they're gonna say that nigga best in the world.
You fight that, Jordan? Jordan, do you
That's
fight
what
that?
niggas gonna say.
That's true.
That is a fact.
But if Cade
That's
do it,
probably
but if
true.
Cade do
Hey.
it, I need to
Hey,
see
Jordan.
more. I need
Jordan,
to
he
see
hasn't
more.
went to the finals, and it's some niggas that are saying he's best
There
in the
you
world.
go. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
This shit
big
is
Jordan,
flawed.
big Jordan.
This shit is flawed.
Do you
Based on what
think
it look like not what it is?
do you
That's
think
all
Victor
I'm saying.
Wembanyama's been better than Cade Cunningham this year?
No, I got on the podcast and told you that last week in LA. No,
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think
Who's been a
playing
better scorer
than
this year?
him.
Who's been a better scorer this year?
Why does
Wait, but you just think he a better player
Better
than him.
basketball. Who's been a better
No,
basketball?
I'm
player?
asking. I'm just asking the question. Who's a better scorer? I'm just trying to go through it. That's all. I'm just not trying to know.
Efficiency has really ruined basketball discourse,
just
though.
ruined
I'm
the
not going to
talk.
lie.
Yeah,
Like,
it just
because
ruined
that's
what
like the
basketball
first
is
thing
about.
that you're going to go to, but it's going to ignore
No,
everything.
I'm not
it's
making-
going
I'm not
to
making
ignore
a-
everything that
Real
Cade
talk,
does at a very
I'm
high
not making
level.
any statements.
It's
I'm
It's going to
asking.
ignore everything Cade does at a very
there's no
high level.
ignore. You can't give me ignore if I haven't said anything. I'm asking.
Victor
Who do you-
Wembanyama doesn't
yeah,
do
I wanna
half
go
the
through the
stuff
list.
that
Like,
Cade.
you-
He
so you
doesn't do
think
half
Cade's a
the
better
stuff that
scorer?
Cade does on offense. He's just by far a
He's
better
played
offensive
better
player.
than Wemby this year. Cade has played better than Wemby this year.
Real talk.
So, who do you
And
think is a
he's
better?
he's no
Strongly
slouch.
disagree with this.
He's
but shout out
no
Cade.
slouch on defense. Cade is no
Shout out
slouch
Cade.
on defense either.
I mean,
Hey,
So, like, who do you think is a better offensive player?
Cade, yeah, Cade for sure.
Okay, then.
No, but but real talk, you're trying to get to a point. I'm just trying to ask the question to dial through what he thinks he's doing better than him this year. We're interrupting.
you're
I'm just
not,
saying.
Fabi. You're
So you
trying
think
to
he's
be
a better scorer? You think he's a better passer, playmaker? Obviously, Jordan, I imagine.
Yeah.
So for you, then the distance there is like you just think Cade is like he's such a plus defensively that like even though Wemby might be the best defensive player in the world, there's still such a gap you think between what Wemby is and what Cade is that you just think Cade's just a more effective player.
The gap to me is like I said when we was in LA. I think Cade is more impactful to the Detroit's winning basketball games than Wemby is to the Spurs. Not saying that Wemby isn't impactful. He's extremely impactful to the Spurs. But what Cade is doing in Detroit, you can't tell me Wemby is playing better than him this year. But what's going to happen is if the Spurs go to the finals, them niggas going to crown Wemby the best ever. That nigga going to be in top 10 talks based on what it looked like. But if Cade do it, I got to see a little bit more. He ain't in those
real
talks.
talk.
Even if Cade win a championship this year, them niggas still gonna say he not better than Luka, and Luka ain't won a championship. That's what
So
they
you
gonna
think
say.
you think
we
he's better
did
than
this-
Luka, Jordan?
If he won a championship, I'm crowned. I did this last year. Y'all was mad at me because I said Anthony Edwards was on SGA level. I sat here like a man and came up here when SGA sit at home and said the nigga got it. SGA got it. SGA over Luka. I'm okay with that. I'm consistent in my argument with this. Every year, I've always said the best in the world can change. That's just the nature of sports. It can change for the most part. But at the same time, y'all niggas logic with this shit is just to me, it's too flawed. It's just too flawed because it's going to favor a player that you like. And that's the reason. That's my only pushback.
Jordan, let me ask you this before we move on to the next super chat. If Cade wins a championship this year, where would he be for you?
I would put him right next to SGA. I would put him right up under SGA or right there. I would put him right there, to be honest with you.
So above
them
Luka,
same time.
next to SGA.
Yeah, I'll put him above Luka.
Above Jokic?
Real talk. You do remember
It'll be tough, but if Jokic have another, if Jokic, let's say if Jokic don't make it to the finals, if Jokic don't make it to the finals, then I'm gonna put him above him. If Jokic don't make it to the finals, I'm putting Cade above him.
All right, what about Wemby? Where would you put Wemby
I'm
if
not
they win a
putting Wemby
championship?
shit until Wemby do something.
I just said if he wins a championship,
Oh.
and he's the Finals MVP.
If Wemby win a championship, he Finals MVP. Shit, it's hard not to say that nigga not the best in the world.
Whoa. Wait, Jordan. What if our dog Stephon Castle wins Finals MVP though?
What if De'Aaron Fox wins Finals?
No,
MVP?
he's not winning. What if Stephon Castle wins Finals MVP?
Why would Stephon Castle
Right.
win it and not?
Obviously,
Let me talk about Stephon.
We ain't even
You're
there.
such a hater.
matters. Hold on. Obviously, the context matters. Like I told Real Talk earlier, if Cade wins, it's obviously going to be on the back of Cade Cunningham. I can't expect nobody on that Pistons team to play well and Cade play bad and them still win. If Cade doesn't play,
he didn't play well
great,
in
they're
those
gonna win
games
no
they won last year.
But listen to what I said, Swiper. If Cade doesn't play great, they're not gonna win an NBA championship. It's not gonna happen. They don't. He don't have the luxury of having
Yeah, that's
Jaylen Brown
true.
on the team.
He's got to be
So
awesome.
that's where the context
order
matters.
for that to
Now,
happen.
if the
Yes.
Spurs get to the championship and Wemby averaging a measly ass 17 and 10, and like De'Aaron Fox or Stephon Castle winning a finals MVP,
What if he has a
like
KG
that,
finals though, where it's like he's at 19 and 10? But he's by far
we
the best
can't
defender
keep
in the
doing this
sport.
what if because we're in a different time. I'm just going off of what I'm talking
saying,
about.
but he's such a good defensive player, Jordan.
Because when you do that what if shit, you assuming that I believe something that I never told you I believe. So let's not do that. Let's just only focus on what I'm talking about. I am specifically
17 and
talking
10.
about what
He's at
Ron
25 and
asked.
10 right now. So like, but you
I'm
don't think he's as good of a scorer as the numbers say though? Like good as offensive
It's
player.
really hard to go back and forth with you, Swap, because you try to murky up the water.
He try to
you
take that shit somewhere. It's not. It don't need to be. I'm just answering Ron's
But Jordan,
question.
let's
but you
just stick
don't-
to the conversation.
But you don't. I think the thing with Wemby that you don't believe though is you believe he's more hypothetical than he is reality at this point.
Sure. What's the problem with that?
But I think the issue is that like even the reality is like he's a 25 and 10 and 4 player. Like you know what I mean? Like that's just the offense,
For
let
what?
alone the defense.
For
So that would
blocks?
have to improve in order for us to have this conversation. Like that would have to improve in the playoffs in order for them to win it. Like that 24 and 10 ain't enough.
25 and
I
10
don't
for
know.
Like
I don't know.
that would have to
isn't-
improve in the playoffs.
But
Yes.
chill,
I don't know.
25 and 10,
Chill. I think
25, 10, and
Wemby's-
3 blocks.
for a
I
center,
think
for a
what
third year
Wemby does is enough, Chill. I think what Wemby does is I think he'll have to play a little bit more, like as far as minute wise go.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of up to his squad too. So when you put it in that sense, like Wemby's definitely impactful, and I think he
Sure he is, no doubt.
I really want to see him in the playoffs. I want to see what his
That's what I
carryability
wanna
is
see.
like.
That's what I wanna see.
That's what I want to know. I want to know is it going to be on Wemby, or does Stephon Castle, does Devin Vassell have to hit big shots? Is De'Aaron Fox going to have to? Because make no mistake, De'Aaron Fox had a great playoff run, and
Yes,
he
he did.
came up against Steph Curry, and Steph Curry just showed him what's up.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
other than that, it's like what is De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, what are they going to have to do? You know what I mean? What is Keldon Johnson going to have to do? Can they ride the big fella? You know what I'm saying? Can Victor Wembanyama have carryability? I'm really curious to know. You know what I'm saying?
But-
I want to know
and
how
to my
impactful
point-
are those numbers.
And to my point of what Ron asked me about me having him above Jokic, like I said, the best player in the world can change, brother. Like that shit can change. Like we watched Shea just sneak into a category overnight, damn near, where we saw, damn, this nigga averaging 30. Okay, that wasn't enough. Damn, this nigga averaging 30 again. Now they winning. Now that
getting
nigga
close.
is stuck in,
He was getting close.
yes,
It wasn't like
and
he
then
just
the nigga stuck into a category and it
wasn't like he
stamped
just
him when he
showed up.
won. It
Yeah, it
stamped
wasn't like
him.
he just showed
I
up.
don't
He was
even think
getting
it should
close.
be
The
an
winning
argument.
was what separated it.
I don't even like. I mean, I'm not mad if it is an argument, but I'm saying when Shea had that trophy up last year and he won it, that stamped him. You can't take that away from him because you care about somebody PRA. Like I don't give a fuck about that. That nigga won, and he was in. It's obviously a criteria because it's gonna be some dumbass that are gonna say Robert Horry won. Like nigga, Robert Horry.
First of all, what are you talking about in terms of carrying? Okay, if KG was averaging 25, 10, and 3 blocks, that'd be great. He also had Paul Pierce running with him.
Yeah,
Wemby doesn't have Paul Pierce.
Like he had a big three.
Wemby doesn't have Paul Pierce running with him.
Kinda did
So
what
that
it did.
25,
Nobody
10,
got
and-
Paul
and-
Pierce
no.
before.
But at the
That's
end
not
of
the
the
way
day,
that works. And
but
I
at the
think
end-
that we're getting, but the problem I'm having, Jordan, is I think people are misconstruing what you're saying about winning. Jordan says winning,
nigga, we don't box tomorrow.
Winning is the main thing. Okay,
yeah,
what I heard from Jordan, and I want to make sure that I'm following you, Jordan. You have to win, and
Right.
do you have to win every year? No, because that's not realistic. But what we can't
Right.
have is we can't have significant gaps where you're losing, but we still
Right.
talking about you as the best player in the world. That's what
and,
it sounds like.
and
you're saying.
it's blasphemy if anybody push back on it too. By the way,
That's
Don't
what
get
it
that
sounds
part
like you're
too.
saying.
It's blasphemy.
Fellas,
wait,
we gotta
wait, so wait.
real talk. Just we gotta move on because I
Okay,
want to
talk
make sure we
about
talk
it.
about the games. We got a lot of good stuff on Twitter to talk about with X marks the spot, and I got the chat showing us love. They sending in all type of super chats and they want us to talk about some good things. So we're gonna move on to another thing that's trending right now in the basketball world. Kira sent through a super chat and said, "I saw the Bleacher Report top 99. God awful. In what world is LeBron 26? Şengün 20. Wemby better than Giannis? And Asar better than Jimmy. Chuds be watching with their eyes closed? What's a chud?
There's no
Asar-
fucking way Şengün
Better than Jimmy?
What's a chud?
Nigga, Şengün ain't better than goddamn. Şengün ain't better than Jimmy Butler. Fuck is we doing?
Asar better than Jimmy?
I ain't
But what's a
doing that.
chud?
Once again,
Sengun at 20 is crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Sengun should be at 75, but it's that's another conversation.
Yeah,
It's crazy. It's crazy that a lot of people.
Like,
on
what's
the chat
realistic
probably
about him,
think
Ox?
Asar is actually better than Jimmy. That's
Realistically,
Asar should
in
be
your
like number
estimation.
99. To be honest with you, that nigga should be at the bottom of the list if he on the list.
Like if we're actually
That nigga
talking
just
about
play defense.
Sengun
That's
as a
good.
player, right? If we're talking about him as a player, what are we talking about? Top 30, top 40? Are there 50 players? Are there 50 players in the game better than Sengun?
Oh yeah, I think so. No, I don't know. I had to go down the list, but I can tell you right now, Chill, it's 100 niggas better in the NBA better than Asar Thompson. Like, why is that nigga even
I just
on
want to
this
stay
list?
on Sengun because I just want to stay on Sengun, Swiper. Are there
Nigga,
40
brother
players
barely
in the
on this
game better than
list.
Sengun? Are there 40 players in the game better than Sengun? 40.
I ain't gonna lie. I had to count. I don't feel like counting right now, but I'm gonna just assume. Yep.
40 may be a stretch still, but he definitely not the 20th best player in the league.
Right.
I
Or the
for sure
or the
know that.
30th. Or the 30th. So we anywhere between like 35 and 40
Do
with
you think
Sengun?
he's better than James Harden?
No.
Chill.
Sengun?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that.
Oh,
So
I
I
was about
think
to say, Chill,
James
please
is
don't do
probably
that.
like in I think he's like he's somewhere in the 20s run on this list. I can't remember what it is, but
I haven't seen it.
so then you have to put him behind him. Evan Mobley, obviously, you think Evan Mobley's better than him. I think Zubac was better than him last year. Zubac, whatever this year.
Yep.
Is
Yeah, I mean,
Sengun better than Brandon Ingram?
No.
Probably, but I mean, I'm not super high on Brandon Ingram.
What
either.
Sengun y'all been watching? What fucking Sengun y'all been
Wait,
watching?
I mean, respect
you're
it.
not high on Brandon Ingram? Swipe, I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, I like Beaker. I like
It's not that
Ingram's
he ain't
cool.
high
It's
on
just
Brandon
it's not. I mean,
Brandon Ingram.
you know,
George just thinks
I
Sengun
don't know.
is
I don't want to
whack.
disrespect. I think Sengun is
That's
good.
what that
I just
is.
don't. I think he has a lot of flaws in this game, but also Brandon Ingram doesn't.
That nigga got a lot
He's
of
a good
flaws.
scorer. He's a good scorer, but like, I mean, Brandon doesn't. He's a good playmaker, but like, he doesn't like. I mean, you tell me, Ox, because I just don't. I don't see a lot of what Brandon Ingram does and be like, man, he's really, really, really good at that thing. I want him to do that thing constantly. I think Sengun, he's running an offensive hub role because he has to, but he's also a really good rebounder, especially for a big. Like, he's a good ball handler. Like, he still puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
Not really a good ball handler. He turned the ball over
For a
too much.
center, I'm saying for a center, he's a really
Yeah,
good
but he
ball
turned it
handler,
over
obviously.
for a center for me to give him that. Too much.
Yeah,
for
he
a center.
definitely dribbled the
Way
ball a
too
lot. He dribbles the ball a lot. Ingram is too little too low. I'll probably still take Sengun in that situation.
Fellas,
I ain't
we're going to
taking
move on to the next super chat, though. But shout out to all the chuds and shout out to all the viewers watching and shout out to all the studs as well. Tupac Westside said, happy Friday, fellas. What y'all think about the new anti-tanking rules? Lakers are back and fully healthy tonight. I got them over the Clippers. Also, total BS that 2K doesn't have the 09-10 Lakers. Just to put in the context that the
What does that
anti-tanking rules, I'm gonna go ahead and lay out the whole picture for you guys. So Commissioner Adam Silver informed the league's 30 general managers on Thursday that the NBA plans to make anti-tanking rule changes for next season. Stakeholders have intensified dialogue about combating tanking. So this is what they're discussing to curb tanking.
Yeah.
One, first round picks protected only top 4 or top 14 plus. So you can only protect the top 4 pick or 14 or later.
Yeah.
They also said lottery odds freeze at the trade deadline or later. Also, teams can't pick top 4 in consecutive years and or after
That's
back-to-back bottom 3 finishes.
That is dumb.
Yeah, that was an interesting one, Chill.
That's dumb.
What the fuck?
Another one. Hold on, fellas. I got a few more. Lottery odds based on 2-year records. So your lottery odds will be based on the last 2 years. Another one is lotteries extended to include playing teams as well. And last but not least, this is the one that Morris talks about: flatten odds for all lottery teams. So all lottery teams get the same lottery odds.
If you're building your team, you have to be, especially if you're bad. I got to build my team through the draft. I'm not bagging free agents, and if I have a history of doing a good job and building my team through the draft, this penalizes me. So if I end up with a top 4 pick, I end up with the 3rd pick in the draft, I end up with the 2nd pick in the draft, and this guy that I end up picking, he turns out to be awesome, but we still not that good. Like, we trying. It's not like we ain't trying. We're trying, only except we still are at the bottom of the East or at the bottom of the West. Like, I can't get another top 5 pick next year to continue to build my unit. I mean, I don't think that's fair. And on top of that, if I end up getting this guy, and not that he doesn't pan out, he might get hurt, or one of my other guys gets hurt, and that's throwing a monkey wrench in my entire season. So now I'm being penalized that now I can't continue to build my unit because one of my guys got hurt, and this dumbass rule says, well, you can't have a top 4 pick in consecutive seasons. What sense does that make? I have to build my team through the draft. That's how I'm going to get guys.
So they have listed in here multiple fines. So they have the example from the Dallas Mavericks in 2023 when they sat Luka and Kyrie towards the end of the year to preserve their top 10 draft status. They ended up trading down, obviously, for Derek Lively that draft. They were fined $750,000 for conduct detrimental to the league at that point. The Philadelphia 76ers, they tanked last year. They lost 29 of the last 37 games, finishing with the fifth worst record in the lottery. Then they obviously got VJ Edgecombe at 3. Then the Utah Jazz were fined $100,000 last March for holding star big man Lauri Markkanen out multiple games, a part of a stretch where the Jazz lost 21 of their final 23 games. So the NBA has been fining teams and taxing teams for the blatant tanking that they're doing. I think the issue is if you suck. So you're saying that if I suck back-to-back years and I don't have a lot of talent and I end up in the top 4 again, I have to then I'm swapped out for another team that suck less for that spot. So like the Wizards, we can't be back-to-back now at 6 or 5. We got to get swapped out for a bad season from the Hawks or whatever else. I don't think that is I don't think that's much of a change. I don't think that's actually worthwhile. I think it's not a non-story because the league is actively fighting teams. So obviously there's a lot of stuff happening. But locking lottery positions after March 1st as well, we can just suck leading up into that. And then now we don't have to do anything after that. And I don't know. Like, I just think the NBA is trying to come up with creative ways to solve a problem, and they obviously have one. But in terms of these ideas that have been presented to us, I don't think these are worthwhile. I don't think penalizing a team by saying you can't be in the top 4 twice is going to do anything.
Yeah, Swipe, it's hard to react because I literally mentioned 7 different things that they're considering. So we don't ultimately know which one they're going to land on. But I am curious to see, like, just to be patient and wait and see, like, which one are you guys actually going to go with? Because obviously it's gonna have a crazy effect on, what these bottom teams do. So I'm curious to see what they do.
Why would you put the CBA in place to penalize teams for accumulating talent if you're going to then penalize them on the other end for having to go cheap and work through the draft?
How am I supposed to get
how much sense does that make? You can't have veterans and you can't grow your team organically. Otherwise, you get put in luxury tax penalties and repeater penalties that everybody's running on. And the biggest example is the Boston Celtics. They ran from a $200 million bill, and now they're completely underneath the luxury tax. So you can't get too much talent and pay them. But then now you're going to penalize us if we have to actually do what the CBA is telling us to do, which is work through the draft to get young, good talent to help us win.
And then when I do that, Swiper, right? When I do accumulate good talent, because of the CBA and because of the second apron, I got to gut my unit. I got to completely get rid of all of these guys because the second apron has put me in a place where I can't get the players or I can't keep the players that I need. Even though Red Auerbach, his focus was to be. That's why the Bird rules. That's why the Bird rule was in place, because he wanted teams to be able to keep the players that they raised. He wants you to be able to do that, but instead you taking that away from me. That's dumb. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no. I think the NBA they're galaxy braining this, Ron, because they put the CBA in place to basically for owners to have excuses not to pay players. But then now Adam Silver, to curve a tanking issue, is going to create another issue altogether. Where now if the lottery is locked by March 1st, that then changes everything that we're doing in the regular season. Everything. Now Chill, wait, hold on, Chill. If the lottery is locked by March 1st,
yep.
Okay, but what happens if I get my guys back healthy and we get out of the lottery in the last month and a half of the year? And now we're in the playoffs.
You don't get a lottery pick.
So now we end up with a lottery and I'm in the playoff. Basically, I can make the NBA finals and win it and also get a lottery pick.
That'd be fire.
I ain't really mad at that. I ain't really mad at that though. If a nigga win an NBA championship and get a lottery pick, shit, it is what it is. That's how it should be.
So
tank
in December and January.
Ain't that what the Lakers did?
And then start playing?
If you remember in 22, when was it 22 or 23 when y'all beat them in the West Finals? Like up into the trade deadline, they weren't good. They were not good. Then they turned it on that last part of the season. So according to the rules, right? So according to the rules, not only do they make the playoffs, but they would have ended up with a top 5 pick in the draft that year with James, with Anthony Davis. Is that what I'm? I just want to make sure that I'm following you. Is that what I'm
Well,
understanding?
that would be the implication of the March 1st lock. I just personally think that the NBA, you're doing far too much because the issue is, Chill, you can tank in the NBA because there's 82 games. In the NFL, there's 17. So you can tank, but the difference is in the NFL, it's not going to be as blatant. Because even Jordan, when we were having this conversation the other day about tanking the NFL, it happens all the time. But the issue is it doesn't feel the same as NBA. Lauri Markkanen and then JJJ not playing in the entire second half or fourth quarter, that's very blatant. Or, hey, Lauri, we need to clean up an injury, so go get surgery. JJJ, go get surgery. SGA in 21-22 or 22-23, whatever year that was, he had to get surgery. He was playing too well. So NBA teams are blatantly doing this and then benefiting from it. But like that's just you still got to draft well.
No, but at the same time, Swiper, going back to the NFL a little bit, like I was saying about the NFL, like you are right. I'm not saying tanking don't happen in the NFL. I said it's very hard to do that shit in the NFL because you end up in situations where you put a guy out there, that nigga playing for that next contract, and like you said, it's 17 games. Like you can put a guy out there that could win a game. They don't just have the game on the line, right? The game being on the line, they don't take the quarterback out that drove the ball all the way down to the field to the goal line and take his ass out the game and put the backup in. They don't do that in the NFL. They're gonna start the nigga from the start of the game and play him all the way through. What they do in the NBA is they'll start a guy and he'll start playing good, and then the coaches start fucking the game up. They start calling timeouts. They start manipulating the game completely to where it's blatant and it's just the integrity of the game is bad. So I think in order to fix this, give everybody the same at the same time, I feel like you should give everybody the same odds. Yes, these teams do suck, but now we got to do a little bit more coaching. We got to do a little bit more development. We can't play a copycat league anymore. You can't try the shit that the Warriors are trying and your team is ass. You got to figure out better ways to win because there's no reward for losing. It's too many rewards for losing that I just disagree with in the NBA, and it's gone too far. It just has gone way too far. And it's like, and also chill too, in the NFL, you lose your locker room if you go out there and you try to tell your team to lose. Like, they're going to fire your ass. The NFL fire coaches. Motherfuckers be having bad seasons. Fired. Like, you get fired. In the NBA, it's like, well, they were expected to lose. And then when you fire a coach, it's like, well, they were tanking and then you fired them. And it's like, what are the ground rules for this shit?
To your point, Jordan, I don't think we have this problem. Okay, I'm sorry, Ron, as you were saying.
We'll circle back around to this topic. We'll get back to it. The next super chat that I got is from Christos Karasoulis. Christos said, time for everyone to overreact to the Knicks losing in the regular season, like last year versus the Celtics and Cavs. Everyone better than Brunson until it's time to be better than Brunson when it really matters. Are we overreacting?
Yeah, Brunson's cold. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Cade's gonna, we'll see what happens when it comes to money time. But Brunson's one of them dudes that like, he goes great in the playoffs. He's a great scorer. His game fits the playoffs really well. Like the grifting stuff works in the playoffs really well. Like he's able to, call a shot a lot. He's really good in the playoffs. And he, that Asar Thompson play step obviously stands out in the Detroit series now with the snatch back three with the game on the line. So it's going to be interesting for sure to see Detroit and Knicks go up. But I think those are the two best teams in the Eastern Conference. So hopefully we get that in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I think I may be changing my pick.
No.
Changing my
you can't.
pick.
You'll have changed both of your picks in the last week and a half for both.
With
for
new
both sides.
information, Swiper. What? See this,
bro? There's not new information. It's been one game.
Wrapped up. Okay, and that's new information. The one game. That new information is one game. Like, I don't understand why people can't change how they feel after seeing something new. Swiper,
one game.
This is what I'm talking about with you, Swiper.
They've been whooping the Knicks all year.
No, stop. No, he just said the Knicks last week. We've had one game since he picked the Knicks.
Okay,
one.
And it looks like I'm wrong.
Right.
I know this is something you can't relate to, like having humility, admitting when you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? I know this is something you can't do. You're not capable of this. Right, but my goodness, how many times can I see the Pistons mollywop the Knicks before I'm like, you know what? They might be better than them. This is like the fourth time.
They've beaten them by an average margin of 28 a game. Swiper. They are smoking these dudes.
They smoking these niggas every game. I'm like, damn.
I do want to say this.
In Ron's defense, it's belt the ass.
It has been belt to ass. I still got the Knicks because I still stand on You got to just prove me wrong, or I got to see you in the playoffs a couple times.
I got to see it too.
I still think the Knicks will beat them and it will be a hard-fought 7-game series. However, Detroit, what you're doing,
flip-flopping, golly, bro.
Hey, Ron, they looking at the Knicks like them dudes is food, yo. They really looking at them dudes like these dudes is. We could beat these dudes 4 times in a week.
I think they feel like they should have beat them last year, and so
that's exactly what it is, Jordan.
What it is.
They should have beat
Jordan, but you know how it is though when it's like you got me last year because I just wasn't quite ready.
Yeah.
But I got time today, cuz
they got
you know, like
today.
They 100% got cheated. 100%.
They got
money
was on the table.
That's a missed call. It's not cheating. That's a missed call.
No, it was cheating.
There was more than that one missed call in the whole game.
He uppercutted him in the jaw.
Mind you, Chip, we've talked about this already in extent in access, and Swiper was so upset about it, we had to stop talking about it. But the thing about it is, in 48 minutes of basketball, Chill, there's going to be more than just that one missed call. So if we got to harp on that one, we got to harp on all of them.
There was no situation like that. If you get punched in the stomach on the 3-point with the game on the line,
all I'm saying is
that yes, it is.
Yes, it is. No doubt. That's a bad miss. Don't get me wrong. That is a bad miss. But y'all know how it is, man. Y'all know how it is. There's gonna be a couple missed calls in the whole game.
Even if
Swiper, to your point though, if it would have been just blatant, like all the last 2 quarters or something, they're just killing the Pistons with terrible calls.
They were. That was going on, Ox.
I don't know.
They were. That 4th quarter was egregious.
Yeah, that was going on.
Well, all right.
And he
my bad.
And to your point, Ox.
Hey, I'm human too, Chill. I missed it too.
100%. So what's the difference in that series if they get that call? Now we go up 3-1. This completely changed the dynamic of the series.
Chill, you know, I know. Hey, I know a lot about that. I know a lot about that.
There you
know
go.
what I'm saying? So I feel any Detroit fan that feels that way. If you feel that way and you seen it with your own 2 eyes, you have every right. Don't listen to Ox. You know what I'm saying? Listen to your eyes. If you saw your team getting robbed by the refs, push your issue and get it back in blood this year. All
right, fellas. The next super chat that I got from you guys, and I just ran a poll. We got to get down to the bottom of this. Drink More Water sent through a super chat and said, to yesterday's super chat, is prime Chris Middleton not better than prime Klay Thompson? Klay got the shooting, but I'd argue Chris Middleton is the better overall offensive player. The defense is hard to judge, but I think it's a wash at best. Chill, you weren't here. Jordan, you weren't here. Real Talk, you weren't here. Prime Middleton, prime Klay Thompson.
I got Middleton, honestly. I think Middleton is a better basketball player than Klay Thompson at his best. He can definitely put it on the ground more, way better off the dribble. He got a little post game, a better passer as well. Got some pick and roll action. Yeah, to me, Chris Middleton is a better basketball player than Klay Thompson.
He's a better basketball player.
Yeah,
but we all know as hoopers, give me Klay, nigga. In the prime, you can be a better basketball player than somebody. At the end of the day, nigga, give me Klay, and you know that Real Talk. He was
never a better basketball player.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, give me Klay.
Drench, this is thing where you want to call him a better basketball player because he had a little bit more on the bounce.
Yeah,
but that doesn't matter. I can do 4 things better than this one person, but if this person got a couple things that you just can't get with,
that you can't stop,
he's just better. Like of course, I'm a little better. I can go tween behind the back, boom boom, spin move and bop. But Klay had a little bit of that too. He had a little bit of that too.
He had what Middleton had.
Middleton ain't have nothing close to what Klay had. So
he had a long ball. He couldn't shoot it like Klay. I ain't gonna argue that point. He couldn't shoot it like Klay, but man, he can knock down. He can definitely knock down.
I still stand by it. Klay was the most dangerous player in the sport when he got hot. I still stand by it. I've never
including Steph, including Steph.
Because he didn't need to dribble the ball at all. Klay would get the ball and it was over. Like once Klay got going, it was over. They set pin downs for him. He would run down out of nowhere. High release, straight contest. Nobody's there. One dribble didn't matter. And then on top of that, he was good enough off the 1 or 2 dribbles to get to the rim to get a layup or maybe no. It's Klay. It's easy Klay. Yeah.
But can I say the same thing about Middleton. I mean, we saw him in the playoffs.
No.
We saw Giannis go down, and we saw Klay. We saw Middleton.
Yeah, he did. He
throw that-
backpacked versus them Hawks. Yeah,
yes,
versus
he
that Hawks team.
100%
He
did
did great.
that in the East Finals.
When
He
have
got
we
busy.
seen Clay
He did
backpack? Period.
He did the same thing.
He did it for Steph Curry multiple times.
He also
multiple
did-
games.
That's not the
When-
same.
OKC series. OKC series for one. That
Clay,
was a Clay.
he had that one good game.
No. He had
Game
no,
6
no,
Clay?
No.
Game
Because
6,
just so you
even
know,
when Steph
game-
when Steph had 31 that series as well.
I mean, he was the second best player on the team. Game 6, Clay versus the Raptors. Clay was backpacking before Danny Green did what he did.
And so did
It
Middleton.
was Clay. Clay had taken over that game in 2019.
And Middleton did it in the bubble.
No, but Clay never. He never.
when Bledsoe couldn't make a shot.
Swiper, that's the NBA. It's I'm not finna just let you go up. Danny ain't try to hurt nobody. That
What?
wasn't dirty or nothing. Danny ain't do nothing to Clay.
Didn't Middleton drop 40? In
Yeah,
their
versus
playoff run?
the Patriots, he did too.
To be when they played against the Heat and they lost, he put 45 on Miami in the bubble. Yes, he did. He did that too. So
Is
he gets
Chris
busy in the
Middleton
playoffs.
clearly a better scorer than Klay Thompson?
No.
Okay, then I guess
It's not
we're
clearly-
just
it's not
agreeing
clearly-
to
Real
Clay definitely
talk.
struggled in the playoffs.
I don't know what the hell we talking about right now,
We had a
bro.
flamer. I'm not going to argue.
Salute
that Klay
to-
Thompson-
salute
Not just
to
that,
Clay.
bro.
Not
He was
flamer.
also like a really good defender too. Like, man,
Yes,
Clay was
he
like
was
everything
also-
for that team, bro. Like,
Real
I'm sorry,
talk,
I'm
Chris
Chris
not,
Middleton was a really good defender.
not
when you
Clay,
talk
not
about-
Clay, not Clay. I'm not.
I'm not saying he has to be Klay. I'm saying he's a really good defender
was
himself.
playing at an old
Yeah, I'm just giving Clay. I just rather have Clay. Like,
Yeah.
personally.
Who's a better playmaker?
Chris, by far.
Like, what are we talking? Like, Chris Middleton is a better passer. He's a more
I don't care.
more well-rounded scorer than Klay
He's a
Thompson.
better
He's a better
one-on-one
player.
player.
But he's not a better. Yeah, I'm good.
One-on-one.
I'm still taking Clay. I'm taking Clay every day of the week.
Is
bro.
it
Yeah, no,
because
facts.
of the catch and shoot long ball
Yeah,
gravity?
I'm sorry.
Is that what it is?
I remember what I was saying about Clay in 2015, and I'm not moving off that. Like, I think Clay was a phenomenal player. He was excellent. I wanted Clay on my team every single year he was in his prime. I was praying we would get Clay Thompson.
And don't get me wrong, like most of y'all know how high I am on Chris Middleton. So this has nothing to do with Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton, I think Chris Middleton is super underrated. You know what I'm saying? But I also think Klay Thompson is super underrated. You know what I mean? Like Chris Middleton is really dope, great basketball player. You know, played the Batman role for Giannis's Robin a couple times, and I still don't think he belongs in Klay Thompson conversations.
Yo, fellas, let me just give you a couple current teams. And who do you think would be the better fit on these current teams? Prime Klay or prime Chris Middleton?
Klay.
First team I'm going to run to is the number one team in the league, the Pistons.
Chris Middleton.
Cool.
If you all right.
The
I got
Pistons,
Klay.
in fact, need somebody else that can handle the ball and make some decisions and run second side actions and pick and roll.
Imagine Chris Middleton.
Chris
playing
Middleton.
with Cade. Holy shit!
Yeah, I'm good.
I think I got
Did you
Chris
see how
Middleton.
good the Pistons were with Malik Beasley? And
Imagine
and
that.
Tim
Yeah,
Hardaway?
they got sent home in the first round.
That is true.
Yeah, because they didn't have Klay. They had Malik Beasley, and he was averaging 20 off the bench. If that's Klay Thompson, this is a completely different situation. Cade don't need Chris out there dribbling and shit, man. Catch the ball.
Yeah,
and
the hell
shoot.
he does.
I do.
He
I do.
100%
No, he
does.
don't. No, he
They don't need another ball handler.
What?
I got this shit. Cade got it. Cade
Yes, he does.
could do all that shit. Look, I'm gonna get you the ball, nigga. When you get the ball, you catch it and shoot that shit. Don't be out here doing all that tween dribble. I don't need all that, man.
Man,
Give me the
we
ball
really
back
acting
if
like
you wanna
Clay
do that.
never had moments without
don't
Steph
know what's
Curry on
wrong.
the floor.
You know what this is, Swiper. Every time people get to going
No,
on Klay,
I'm not acting like that at
there's
all.
an ulterior motive. There's an ulterior motive to Klay Thompson hate. But
There is none. No, Klay Thompson is a top 5
But we
shooter
acting
all
like
time.
Clay couldn't
That's
move
a
with
real
the ball though.
conversation.
Like he
For
wasn't
real,
like
for
a,
real.
that's the thing too, Swiper. It's just hilarious. Like y'all were watching Klay Thompson play basketball, right? Y'all
Yes,
act
we
like
were.
he can't put the ball in the basketball. Like he wasn't an elite perimeter defender. Elite perimeter defender. He wasn't a good defender. He was elite on the perimeter,
Okay.
moving his feet at 6'7". And on top of that, y'all act like he was just a standstill, only catch and shoot
Facts.
the
That's-
shoot
I
the
don't-
ball
that's
guy.
weird.
Like,
Yeah, he's
that's
a
not
movement
true at
shooter.
all. Okay.
No, he
But
wasn't just
Chris
catch and shoot,
Middleton.
guy.
Chris Middleton is a clearly better player off the bounce. Not even close. Not even close.
what? But Clay,
you mean what,
didn't have.
Viper?
He wasn't like a
You
deficient.
mean what?
ball handler,
It's
though.
a fact.
but he wasn't a deficient ball handler. Like, to me, that's not even overtaking
Okay,
the
so
value
y'all
of
were just
scoring.
making up shit about Klay Thompson. So
No,
if
it's
we're
not
just gonna
making
make Super
anything up.
Clay,
Because
we're just gonna make
getting
Super
ripped
Clay,
every
then I
play
get
that he
it.
dribbled the
there
ball.
was a Super Clay. There was a Super Clay.
Klay Thompson
Absolutely.
was doing shit off the bounce. Y'all got
Yeah,
it.
he was playing off the bounce. Yes,
y'all got
yes,
it.
he
Y'all
was.
got it.
Absolutely.
Again,
Yeah,
this is
absolutely,
why.
absolutely.
No, chill. This is why. If you
Absolutely.
don't remember, that's on your brain.
No,
I
do
remember Klay
Yeah,
Thompson.
no,
doing this.
facts.
No, it is
Facts.
facts. It is facts. So if again, real talk, obviously did not watch Klay, so therefore he's speaking on things he's not
Right,
familiar with.
I wasn't watching Klay Thompson.
Nobody
No,
said
facts.
nobody
Absolutely.
said Klay was a high level ball handler, but to pretend that he did not dribble the ball and self create or use screen rolls,
Obviously, he
that's
put the
the
ball
issue.
on the ground
That's the
a
issue.
little
That's
bit.
exactly what he did.
That's not what I'm saying.
You said who?
What I'm saying is it's not remotely close to Chris Middleton.
Who said? But it doesn't have to be for you to be the better
It's
offensive
not
player.
remotely close to
It
Chris
doesn't have
Middleton.
to be for you to be the better offensive player.
There are clear things that Klay that gap even more. Where Chris Middleton was nowhere near Klay Thompson, and those things are just more important.
Yeah, it's
especially-
shooting.
especially-
Yeah, he's a better
especially-
shooter.
espe-
He does
by
nothing
far.
else better. He
By
does
far.
nothing better.
Not even
He
close.
doesn't do anything else better than
yes,
Chris
all right,
Middleton on
but look,
offense.
but look,
He does nothing else better.
Okay, so
Moving
hold on,
basketball.
Swiper, because look, there's people like for instance Steph Curry. Y'all think Steph Curry is this much better than Chris Paul, Magic Johnson, and all these guys because of his shooting, and he does nothing else better than them. It's the same thing with Klay Thompson and Chris Middleton.
It's not remotely the same thing.
It is very
It's
close.
not remotely the same thing.
It's, you know what? It's even more the same thing because the guys that y'all want to put above Steph Curry above do those things way better than he does in comparison to Chris Middleton and Klay Thompson. So when I don't understand your argument. Yes, obviously Chris Middleton was better on the bounce, but y'all the reason y'all do this with Klay is because Klay Thompson wasn't fancy with it. Tween behind, boom, boom, boom. He was
and neither was Chris Middleton. Middleton wasn't fancy.
Chill. Mind you, chill. Steph Curry was a worse defender. Steph Curry was a worse defender, worse ball handler, worse pick and roll navigator than CP3 across the board by a lot. CP3 is one of the best ball handlers ever. Ever. He was better than Steph in all those things, and everybody says Steph is better than him. Everybody says Steph is better than him, which I'm cool with.
And he does nothing better than Chris Paul except for shoot the three ball. Nothing better than Chris Paul. Better than shoot the three ball. He does nothing better. He does nothing better than Magic
remotely
Johnson.
close.
When you talk about
nothing
better than Magic Johnson.
We talk about the impact of Steph Curry on the court. Compared
we're talking about the impact of Klay Thompson on the
absurd.
court. We're talking about the impact of Klay Thompson on the court.
Do you remember Klay Thompson? The thing.
It's not. Yes. Chris Middleton
got hurt.
Chris Middleton
They would have won the
impacts
NBA
the basketball
championship that year because now I'm not my secondary ball.
All right. Well, if Klay
Agree.
Thompson when they got hurt in 19, they would have won that championship.
They would. They were on the way to winning that game. Chill. They were on the way to winning the game.
Were they on their way to winning that game?
Yes.
Why not? Hey, why not?
Hold on. Chill. Remember what happened in 2019. He was on a heater. He was walking. Steph Curry wasn't doing anything. He was walking the Raptors down. And then that last basket that he had, going up for that dunk, that's why everybody was pissed off because they had already lost KD. Remember, Boogie was a shell of himself. Klay Thompson was going crazy.
Right. And so
then that injury happened.
And everybody thought walk back on the court to knock down the free throws.
Ox will sit up here and tell us that he does nothing better. Ox is the same dude who came up here and told us
nothing
when
better
they were
than
in the playoffs. Ox came up here and told us when we was in the playoffs that maybe we got a different Batman in Milwaukee, and it's not.
Absolutely.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. We never said that.
Yes, I said
Klay Thompson. Not one time did we ever say that about him. We said that the other.
Wait, so Ox, you're telling me that Chris Middleton is arguably better than Giannis?
No, I didn't say he was. I didn't say he was arguably better than Giannis. Real talk.
He was
Those
Batman,
words never came out of my mouth.
Said he was Batman.
No, yes, because in the couple.
For Giannis, but he can't be better than Klay Thompson. Got it.
No, he can't because he's not better than Klay Thompson. But
No,
see, y'all do this thing where y'all
when real talk does that, you know he's lost.
Hold on, because Swiper, he's a master at that.
I'm
Because
listening.
It's not even a message. It's bad.
Because you do that shit too. Y'all
better basketball player than Klay
no, hold on. No, you asked me a question. No, don't try to don't do that. Don't do that, real talk. Don't do that. You're not gonna put a fake argument together that I didn't say. See, Dritch, this is what you be talking about. Yes, but those aren't the same things. Those are
A
two
player?
separate
Keep going,
situations.
Keep
No,
going,
just
keep
listen
going,
for
keep
2
going,
seconds.
keep going,
Yes,
keep going.
Chris Middleton did backpack Giannis for very important parts of a playoff run.
Sure.
Absolutely, he did do that. That doesn't mean he's better than Giannis.
Okay.
Is that
However-
really how y'all look? Is that really how y'all look at basketball?
Hold on.
Is that
Chill,
no?
Chill,
Is that,
you
is that,
remember-
no?
I'm
Wait.
answering
Chill, wait. Hold on. So I gotta ask Chill a question.
I'm
I gotta
answering
ask
your
Chill a question. I gotta ask Chill a question. Is
I'm
that
answering your question.
seriously
No,
how
that's
y'all
not.
look at basketball?
No, that's
okay.
not how
So
I
then
look
why
at it
would
at
y'all
all.
why would y'all
The
try to
reason-
put that
the-
on my
the-
name?
the reason
hold
why
on. I need you to clear this up, Chill. Why would you put that on my name?
The
I
reason-
never said Chris Middleton was better than Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Same reason you
Real
put
talk, you know I
Republican
didn't-
on my
you know I
name.
didn't say that.
Same reason.
Oh, I was just joking. Them was just joking.
Yeah, I know.
Listen,
Okay,
listen,
Stay
but-
right here. Stay right here. Keep going
Oh,
on.
you
Keep going on.
you know.
Keep going on.
But
Keep going.
why would y'all try to put that on me, knowing this chat is
Okay.
listening to you, knowing the people are listening to you?
Sure.
They're gonna walk
Absolutely.
around from this. They're gonna walk away from this saying, Ox is dumb. How can he
Okay.
really think that Chris Middleton is better than Giannis?
Sure.
And I never said that.
No,
So
okay.
with that being said, Klay Thompson never backpacked Steph Curry in a tough game in the playoffs
times,
before?
Many
Yes, he
times
has.
in the
Now, to
playoffs.
answer- now, to answer
Okay,
your
so make
question-
sure
Many
you
times.
mention that too.
Okay, I am going to mention that.
He has
You know what else I'm
not
going to mention?
backpacked
You know what I
many
never.
times.
You know
Yes,
what I
he
never.
has.
heard you say?
Multiple
That is
games.
cap.
Multiple
He's done it
games.
a couple times.
Do we not remember
He's done
how
it a-
many
he's
bad
done it a
stinkers
couple
Steph had in the
times.
playoffs?
Because-
Klay Thompson. Matter of fact, chill. I'm watching
Relax.
right now. I'm watching right now.
You don't wanna bring up all the Klay
Wait.
does.
No, chill.
You don't wanna bring up all the Klay does.
No, he does. But
Let's
so
not
does.
do that.
No. But you just said. What you just said was he hasn't. I'm saying he has multiple games.
I didn't say he hasn't.
Many
Said
where
it's
he's
a few.
backpacked Steph Curry. And the issue is, chill. I'm watching right now. Do you remember when the Rockets were up 3-2, chill?
Yes, I do remember that.
And Klay Thompson went nuts
Yes, he
in
did.
that game. And again, it wasn't just Klay Thompson coming off the screen, standing in the corner. Steph Curry, dribble, pass. He's standing here. He was getting the ball top of the key, line him up, splash. Line him up, screen, splash. Move off ball, pin down.
Sure.
Perfect, sidestep, splash. Movement. The movement for Klay alone made Klay what it is. It's not just the shooting. It's how he moves.
Yes.
That dude was going crazy in
I'm not gonna
multiple
argue that
playoff
point.
runs. But to Real Talk's point, he had some stinkers in the series. I agree with you. That NBA final versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, he was garbage. I'm
Wait
talking
a
about
minute,
the 16 one.
But
Garbage.
with
I
that-
agree
with
with
that
you.
being-
I agree with you.
With that being said, Ox has said the implication of a guy being Batman, if the implications of a guy being Batman, which is what you said. This is not me paraphrasing. This is not me saying what I think I heard. You said we might have Batman on that team. So with them having Batman on that team, the implication is I am the man. I'm the guy. I never once heard you say that about Klay Thompson, even though he got busy in Game 6, even though he got busy in the NBA Finals, even though he got busy in the playoffs. I never once heard you call him Batman. He was always the lesser of.
You know what? You know why, Chill? You know why, Chill? Because Batman can't fuck with Klay Thompson. I would never disrespect Klay Thompson and call him Batman.
Wow, interesting.
All right, y'all.
And to your point, Swiper, I didn't forget because I was actually in the building when they won it. When that championship team, I saw them play that year. I was there, so I didn't forget.
Was that 19? That was 19?
No, that was in 15. I was in the building. Yeah, the year that championship team. Yeah, I was there.
Oh, wait. Somebody keeps saying, what? When Steph Curry was injured? Oh, that was that series. And Klay won that series. That's right.
Interesting.
That's right. I remember that.
That's what's up.
Klay wasn't even better than Draymond Green in that series.
All right,
Klay's
fellas,
always
we gonna
better
go
than
ahead.
Draymond Green in every
No,
series.
no, it wasn't.
We gonna go ahead and get into the fast
if you watch the
breakdown.
Trailblazers in 2016, Draymond Green was the best player out there. But let's
You
continue.
could replace
Continue.
you can replace Draymond Green with DeJuan
Not that
Blair.
series.
But
Why
you
haven't
can't-
they done
but
it?
you
Not
can't-
that series.
But you
They
can't. But
replaced
you
Klay.
can't replace.
Not that
you can't-
series.
you can't-
Dre.
But you
Why
can't
haven't they
replace.
done it?
Not that series.
Fellas, we are going to get into the fast breakdown. We got a lot of games from last night to talk
Klay
about.
made his ass. They made his ass.
The first game that I want to talk about is cover your ears, Swiper. The Denver Nuggets failed just short of the Los Angeles Clippers, who have been since December 20th the hottest team in basketball. The Clippers in that span of time are on a 60-game win or the 60-game pace. Like if they were to like start the season like that, they would be
Win
on pace
pace.
to win 60 games.
Yeah.
They've been going crazy. They are almost back at 500. And last night, they knocked off the Denver Nuggets. Benedict Mathurin went crazy off the bench. 38 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Nikola Jokic had 22 points, 17 rebounds, 6 assists. The Clippers beat the Nuggets by a score of 115-114. The Clippers are now 27-28. The Nuggets are 35-21. Fellas, thoughts on this game?
That was a good ass game. Good ass game. I'm just happy Kawhi finally got a big dog to run with. You know what I'm saying? Ron, I thought you was high on Benny. How come you don't be talking about Benny no more?
I mean, because they've been trashing you. But hey, it ain't no love lost with Benny. It's still Benny the Bucket.
I thought Benny was your man. He showed out.
Still
last
rock with
night,
Benny.
man. I'm just happy Kawhi finally got a big dog to run with, man. Shout out to Benny.
Ron, I am going to get myself a Leicester shirt. Twice now in a month. Twice. Tricked us. Twice now.
He
I don't want to hear the shit, Ox. I don't want to hear it. Twice.
He definitely
You are our best free throw shooter. Go to the stripe and make free throws. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm not listening to it. Go to the free throw line, make free throws. You are a almost 90% free throw shooter. You didn't do it once. You did it twice.
It was 80 last night.
We did it twice. We have an opportunity, Jordan. We not only have an opportunity to extend this game and win, we have an opportunity to do it with you. And you are put in that position to go to the free throw line, make free throws. You did it not once.
That nigga should have never been an all-star. That's what we getting at. That nigga should have never been an all-star. They need to rip that shit away.
He put him in that situation though, Chill.
No.
I mean,
nope.
He got him to that point. Are you right? You're right. I mean, he definitely.
So real talk, I'm gonna drive my wife to the hospital, but I ain't gonna bring her in there. Get out.
I don't know why we're sitting here. I don't know.
I gotta push her out.
Wait, hold on, just a second. Real talk.
Tell her,
We'll
tuck
get
and
to.
roll,
I know
baby,
where you're
tuck and
going
roll.
to. We'll get there. I do want to say, Ox. The only reason why I can't throw Leicester no love is because he just didn't have a good game. If he would have hooped all game, if he would have been balling and then went there and missed the free throw, it would have been like, all right, it's a little more excusable. But if he balls out, they probably not in that situation anyways. Like he just didn't have a good game. Now, real talk. Would you like to?
Yeah, I don't know why we're sitting here talking about the second best player on the team when the best player on the team was ass yet again. Since he's been back from injury, Nikola Jokic has been putting up Washington Wizards Russ numbers, and nobody wants to talk about it. Huh? Another 7 turnovers last night? Or was it 6? 6? Oh, excuse me. Another 6 turnovers last night?
Everyone is
Nikola Jokic, since he's been back from injury, has been mid. Let's keep it a K. He's been mid since he's been back. We're sitting here talking about Jamal Murray, who's been carrying the team for a month.
He's been mid since
He's carried the team for a month. And so now I'm not going to spend my time worrying about Jamal Murray when Batman's back. So it needs to be Nikola Jokic closing these games and not being as bad as he's been lately. That's what needs to happen.
To be fair, Jokic actually had his best quarter in the fourth yesterday, but he played bad the entire game. It was, since he's been back to Real Talk's point, he's averaging 24, 14, and 9, but he's shooting 49, 27, 77, and he's averaging 4.6 turnovers a game, which is by far would be a career high by like a lot. He's not been good. I don't know what's going on with him. His touch is off, his jumper's off, the three's off, like everything is off. And the game started well yesterday. They were up 13-4, and they were playing really, really, really good defense. And then whatever shook unloose. They played really good defense on Kawhi yesterday. He was 8 of 18. He was a -9. Like they were playing good defense. But shout out to my dog Benny. Everybody know, like, I love Benny. Benny's my dude. I love Benny.
Ron,
Benny
I
was
told you
hooping.
this. I told you this.
Benny was hooping.
Just like you've been talking about Cade Cunningham. I have not been talking about Benedict Mathurin, but I have told you in the past, Benedict Mathurin is convinced I'm nicer than a last one of you dudes. Ain't none of you dudes out here nicer than me. Y'all dudes should be, and there's a level, Ox and I have had this conversation. There's a level of delusion that you have to have when you're playing at that level. There's a level of being a maniac that you have to have. And Benedict Mathurin, he really steps on the floor with Joker, with Kawhi Leonard, with Jamal Murray, and like, I'm better than all you dudes. Can't none of you dudes see me? And I think that energy that they had last night, it basically resonated throughout the rest of the crew because Kawhi Leonard got on his page. Not only did Kawhi Leonard get on his page, Collins got on his page, and it worked. It absolutely worked.
Derrick Jones Jr.
Yes.
Derrick had 22 yesterday, and he had
20 in the second half, right?
Yeah, 20 in the second half. Made those threes. Had that layup over Yoke.
Ox, earlier when you said that Kawhi Leonard finally has, what did you say? He finally has what running with him now?
No, you heard
Real
me.
talk, you know what you getting at.
Yeah,
You
are
know
you
exactly
implying
what
that
you
like
That nigga
Benedict
said some
Mathurin is
nonsense
better than
before he
James
said
Harden or
some
something?
nonsense.
See, here you go with this again.
I,
I ain't say he was
I
better.
asked you a question. I didn't say anything.
What are you implying,
I said
Ox, with saying that he got
I'm
somebody
not
running
implying
him?
nothing.
Hey,
I'm
Ox,
not
I got
implying
your
nothing.
back.
So did
I
you
got
not
your back.
implying-
Don't apply
I'm
it.
not
Don't
implying
apply
nothing.
it.
Say what you said again. Ox.
I said what I said. I said he got a dog. Benedict Mathurin is a big dog. We know that.
Okay,
We
so he got a big
we
dog
know
running.
we know Benny got a whole lot of dog in him. Everybody up here know that. I'm not saying something that we don't know. I didn't say he was better than nobody. Real talk. I'm not implying nothing. I'm saying he a big dog and that's it. That's all I said. And you need that because unbeknownst to real talk, when Kawhi Leonard does get blitzed, he passes the ball to somebody. And you know what I'm saying? And he passing the ball and they making it happen. He passes the ball out of the blitz. I know Real Talk thinks he's incapable of doing that, but when he passes the ball to Benny, passes the ball to Derrick Jones Jr., they were making stuff happen last night. You know what I'm saying? So
that's the frustrating thing about yesterday is like the Nuggets defense wasn't the issue. It was Jokic selling multiple possessions like as a scorer, and then Jamal
and as a rim protector.
Yeah, Jamal.
I'm talking about free eats, big buffet.
It was that. It was
Big
a buffet.
buffet.
Ox, that's his new name.
It
Big buffet.
It was a buffet.
Buffet.
Yeah, I have
Boom.
all.
Big
I'm
buffet.
looking at all the defensive numbers yesterday.
Oh,
like,
damn those defensive numbers. Wipe us, we watched the game. Damn the defensive numbers.
You
Boom.
can't.
Buffet.
That's the issue, sure. But they
Big
lost because
buffet.
the offense was bad. They lost because
Whatever. Buffet is a buffet. I don't care why they lost. It was a buffet.
Yeah, I'm saying that wasn't the biggest issue yesterday. Like I'm literally looking at it. If Jokic turning the ball over,
we literally looked at it.
No, that's fine. I realize, but Kawhi was getting scored on relentlessly yesterday. You haven't said that at all. So I'm saying,
Well,
like,
say it then.
you saying
two
all this.
things could be true.
That's not why the Clippers won.
Two
Yeah,
things could be true.
Kawhi was getting switched mismatch hunted throughout yesterday. Yeah, he was.
By who?
Oh, he was getting
But
mismatched.
also Jamal missed a lot of.
No, by who? Because I watched
Nobody.
the whole game.
By
Kawhi
Jamal,
not
he got
getting
switched
cooked.
out on Jamal. He got switched out on Cam Johnson. He got switched out on multiple times against Jokic, and he got scored on. I'm looking at the numbers right now.
Yeah, of course, everybody gets a couple buckets put on him. But was nobody mismatch hunting Kawhi Leonard.
They constantly hunt after. They go after Kawhi for a reason, but like it's not. Just
Hey,
about
you know
Kawhi,
what I
it's getting him
said,
away from where he
Ron.
needs
You
to
know
go.
what I said, Ox.
Oh man, I don't care. It was a buffet. Buffet.
Swap,
And
swap.
if-
You
and
kind of
if you
cooking
say-
because when I
if you
said what I
say-
said, the best way to beat Kawhi is to do what?
Just
Just
get him
dribble
involved.
by him.
Yeah, just get him involved. Yeah.
Like-
Just
You
get
gotta
him
go
involved.
viral. That's
Look,
it. You gotta go viral.
Hey, two things can be true, Sliper. If Kawhi was getting cooked, it was getting cooked. His ass need to play better defense. You know what I'm saying?
That nigga didn't play that. Kawhi didn't play
getting
that well either
work.
last night, by the way. But
Yeah, I mean, look,
All right,
Hey,
fellas.
he finally got a
Murray
big
and
dog.
Jokic went 14
with
to
him.
37. Like, and
sure.
like that was terrible. Like, I mean, you're probably gonna lose. Bruce Brown had a good game. He had 18. I think 18. Julian Strawther was striking yesterday. He was 6 of 10 from 3. But your two best players, 2 All-NBA players, your best player that you got in your team, you play that bad. I mean, it's that you're not going to win those games. And they should have won the game. They were in control of the game for majority of the game and then lost. Like, yeah,
I need Aaron Gordon.
bad.
All right, y'all. We're going to move on to the next game. Before we do that, my man Jean-Marc's in the building. What's going on, Drago?
What up? We got new mic. How's the sound?
Oh.
That's good.
It sound like you in a damn dungeon. Say it again.
Sound good.
Wait,
Nah,
move your mic.
Do me a
you
favor,
sound crispy, Drago.
I want to hear
Sound
it.
good.
We good?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
fine,
you
bro.
sound
He's
you
just-
sound
he's
crispy,
just-
Drago.
Appreciate
I like the new mic. I like the addition.
I don't know. Make sure your mic is connected. Make sure your mic is connected.
Ox, just let him say it. Let him say it. I want to hear him say
Well,
it.
wait, hold on. Drago, can
All
you go
right.
close
Hey.
to your mic and speak into it and see if we can tell the difference?
Hello.
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
on.
yeah,
You
it
gotta
is
get
better. It
a
is
little
better
closer.
if you bring it
Get a
closer
little
to your mouth.
closer. You get a little closer.
Appreciate it.
You really got to
All
get
right,
in there.
uh,
You got to get in there.
Hey,
Pause.
Drago, Jenny, Jordan wants you to say something. And you can say it during this ad if you want to. But as you can see on the screen, you got Denny Avdia and you got Kawhi Leonard. And we will be live in the Motor Center watching both of these two play. But the main point of us being in the Motor Center is not Denny Avdia, and it's not Kawhi Leonard. It's not the Clippers. It's not the Blazers. And it's not the Motor Center. The main reason we're going to be there is because we, the panel, will have a live show at the Motor Center, one night, one arena, and it is an experience that you don't want to miss. We will have our live show. Then we'll have a meet and greet. Then we'll go watch Denny Avdia cook Kawhi or Kawhi cook Denny. However, then we'll have a post-game fan experience with exclusive prizes and all of that good stuff. However, the ticket link is in the bio. Get your tickets ASAP because they will run out, at least the tickets that we have. So y'all better get in there, get your tickets, book your flights, book your trips, whatever the case may be, get your hotel room. It is going to be a hell of an experience with the panel. Y'all pull up, show up, and show out.
Can we get an audience for Jordan and I's game, and then get an audience for Oxen, whoever he's supposed to play?
The one-on-one games?
Yeah, we have a shootout first, then we have one-on-one.
The testosterone between these two isn't so nasty. We already agreed to it. It's happening.
These guys,
we're not going to renege. It's already happening. Me and Jordan got one. Oxen one got, and then chill. Me and you will have a one-on-one debate.
I don't got shit if we ain't got two bands on it.
Oh, bro, now you backing out. Bro.
See them? That was the original. That was the original deal, and it was
Jordan. We can do it for money.
On anymore?
No, we are doing it. Jordan, we will do it for money. It's 100% happening for money. Jordan, I'm already preparing for this. You know how serious I am about stuff. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. So you already know I'm tapped in. I'm locked in. I'm already up here ready. I'm training. This is training day. This is like we're on. All right.
And after we do that, I'm gonna take you to my sport. Now I want to take you to your sport. Nigga, we doing 7 passes. You gotta guard me for 7 passes. I gotta guard you for 7 passes. Let's do that too.
Bro, can we so we doing 7-on-7? Are you playing slot? You playing running back? Which one?
Nigga, why would I be playing running back?
Well, it depends on where you want to come out of the backfield. You coming out backfield in the slot?
No, I'm coming straight from the slot.
All right, bet we can do that.
Yeah.
Who the quarterback?
Play running back too. You ain't getting me.
Probably
Ron.
Ron.
I can throw. Just so you know, I just want to put that.
Chill, Chill got it. Chill gonna be throwing it like I know what happened. If I have you step for step and Chill throw the ball over the top, Chill,
I'm picking that shit up.
Throw the damn ball. Throw the damn ball.
Hell no.
All right, so we just talked about the Denver Nuggets taking on the Los Angeles Clippers. Let's talk about the Houston Rockets and the Charlotte Hornets last night. That was a heck of a game. Kevin Durant showed out in that second half. Let's talk about that. Real talk, you seem to be enthusiastic about that game. How you feel about it?
Yeah, man. Kevin Durant was spectacular in that game. Obviously. Oh, by the way, my pick for him, 24.5 Splash Sports hit. So shout out to me for that. But yeah, KD put on an absolute masterclass in that game, man. And that was a great way to respond to all of the adversity and, rumors going on around him. Now, he hasn't yet confirmed or really denied that it was him, but I'm glad that he came out and just let the basketball speak for himself, man. Great win against the Charlotte Hornets team, who, by the way, has been one of the best teams in the league for about a month. So this isn't like some casual win. This is a big deal. Yeah. So yeah, shout out to KD.
You saw who was the clutch. They were going to in the clutch. Chill for Charlotte.
Let's see, who were they going to in
the best player of the team?
They went to Brandon. They
was going to Con. Con was delivering twice.
Hey, real talk.
But
to be honest with you, at this point, we have no choice but to believe that was Kevin Durant. All of a sudden, the goddamn Twitter just stopped tweeting.
Yeah, he ain't tweeted in about 3-4 days. Yeah.
Like, it's clearly you, nigga. Like, it is what it is. There's no way you're gonna get on a burner page, right, and tweet as if you're Kevin Durant without a picture of Kevin Durant on the page. Like, nigga, you're not that smart, brother. You're not gonna go on a page without Kevin Durant on. I can understand, nigga. You could have just put a picture of KD and nobody would have believed you. Nigga, you have no picture of you on the page, and you're talking as Kevin Durant. That's you.
Well, for it is all hearsay at this point. Let's just keep it about the game last night. Let's keep it about the game.
You're busted red-handed. That's like my girl going through my phone at night, and I wake up and I'm on a picture of some shit I ain't looked at in months. How did this get on my phone? You did it. I'm not stupid now. Come on.
I was thinking about you last night, Drench, watching the game when we was talking about coaches overcoaching and doing too much. There was a stretch during the game, I want to say in the fourth quarter, where Houston had the lineup. They went Amin, Sengun, they went DFS, they went Tate, and I want to say Thompson. So Thompson, Sengun, DFS, they went Tate and Jabari, and it was working. They had Charlotte in a chokehold. They ended up going on like an 8-9-0 run. And I feel like I feel like Ime, he complicated it with bringing KD. Don't get me wrong. I think KD is your closer. I'm not going to argue that point. I definitely think KD is your closer, and he's here to close the game. But I think he could have stuck with that unit a little while longer and wore them down a little while, a little bit more, because I felt like with the defense, I felt like they had forced LaMelo into a bunch of tough shots where he ended up getting yanked. This was in the fourth quarter where he took 3 threes in a row and he ended up getting yanked on that good defense. I thought that they had some good gang rebounding opportunities, and I thought that Ime could have stuck with that unit for maybe a couple of more minutes, and I think that it would have alleviated some of the stress on KD, as opposed to bringing KD back during that stretch of the game. And now Charlotte ended up getting back in the game, and now KD had to save him. I think he could have stuck with that one unit for a little while longer.
Also, though, what's concerning for me about the Rockets here recently, I don't know why Swipe has his Rockets, but
now I don't know why he got that shit
I don't
on
know
him.
what he's doing right now. But Jordan, the Rockets are struggling to score 100 points. Like,
yeah,
this is, I don't know how many games in a row now. I mean, we're at 105, and that's with Kevin Durant scoring 30. What do you have, like 35? Alfred Sengun had 13 points on 16 shots, by the way. This offense is bad, bro. This offense is not good. I wanted to try to just stay positive because they did, win or whatever, but like,
now to real talk, to your point is, the offense is bad. I think there's something that's been bad all year and it's going to continue to be bad all year. Now, as a coach, you just got to figure that shit out. You got to figure out like how to grind out games. Like, that's just bottom line. Like, in football, like with the Patriots, them niggas offense shit, but they figure out how to grind out defensive, on the defensive side of the ball.
Sure.
So, and the fact that you do have Kevin Durant, in the playoffs, the game is half court, and you have Kevin Durant in the half court. They got to lean on that. That's why I was saying that these KD fouls leaking and shit, it's going to do something for the Rockets, I think, in a good way. I think it's going to make them play harder. I think it's going to, it's like KD calling his guys out. What you going to do? You going to cry like a little girl because somebody called you a R word, or you going to man up and say, fuck it, I'm him. So, to your point, with them barely scoring that,
Jabari played good last night.
I think he did too.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he did.
And to my point, it's kind of like I understand, your frustration. I had the same frustration with the offense, but at the end of the day, sometimes you got to take the punches and roll with it, embrace who you are. Don't overcoach it. Coach what you have. Don't coach what you think you have the potential to be, because that's when you fuck up.
And there's two things that I saw last night that we didn't have to overdo it, right? So I'm watching Sengun, and you guys know how I feel about Kalkbrenner, but Kalkbrenner was on Sengun, and they went to Sengun like 3 or 4 trips, and we got something to the point where Kalkbrenner had to come out of the game. On top of the defense that you were playing, then LaMelo Ball's got to come out of the game, and now they got to go with the kid with the afro, look like Allen Iverson. What is his name?
Trey Man,
that's him. Now they got to go with these dudes, and that's when Ime ended up switching up his lineup. I'm thinking you don't have to switch your lineup. You can stick with this group. It's gonna keep working. And Sengun, right? In Sengun, the thing that I watch with him, Jordan, that makes him effective is when he goes quick. When he starts holding the basketball,
I've been saying that.
And he's looking around, because the thing that I was doing last night, I was paying attention to when he got the ball and he was surveying the floor, and I'm paying attention to how he's processing. And I don't think he knows what he. Well, that's the thing, Jordan. I don't think he knows what he wants to do, even when he gets the ball, as opposed to when he gets in and he goes quick. He already know what he wants to do. I think that's the most effective thing.
But chill. And I apologize for cutting you off. I just want to kind of pinpoint on what you mean with Sengun. And I know Mars pushed back on it when Mars said he don't think he's that good out of pick and roll. I think he doesn't do it enough. I think he does too much ISO and enough, and he just doesn't process the game as fast as you would like to. And I brought it up the last time when I talked about Jokic. The one thing Jokic don't give credit that people I won't say they won't give him credit for, but they kind of overthink what Jokic does. Jokic just makes the right play every time. He's not trying to look for an extra. He's not trying to get more. Jokic is going to get exactly what you give him. He's just going to take it. Boom, boom. Sengun is like, oh, he's open, but I'm going to try to go into this double to make him collapse a little bit more. And then now when you come back to it, steal. And it's like, brother, just pass the ball. And if you want it back, you're Şengün. Pass it, go screen. Now we can get you going downhill fast where he can catch the ball off 2 feet in the short roll and he start that spin move shit. I'm cool with that. That works for him. That seems to work for him because it's awkward. A defense can't prepare for awkward shit if it's on the move. But when he hold it, it's like, bro, you don't have the intangibles to do that. Like Jokic, by the way, too, can make up for that. Because Jokic is what, 7 foot, 7'1", some shit like that.
Well, he's 6'11", but real
damn,
long.
that's 7 foot. You know what I'm saying? So he can make up for it with the Şengün's like 6'9". You know what I mean? 6'10". Like, and you're not as big as Jokic. Like, that's the difference. And so,
or mobile neither. I know that sounds crazy.
Or as mobile, he don't move as well as Jokic do too as well. On the
Or the
offensive
touch.
end. Or the touch.
I would love to see because I mean Şengün's going to be a ball handler for this team. That's just kind of the makeup of the roster.
Yep.
I would love to see when Reed Shepherd is out there, some inverted pick and roll between those two. Number one, I think it would give, puts the defense in a little bit of a pickle. And then you actually have some different archetypes of defenders guarding these two different players. The reason why a lot of the times, like, we had this problem in LA with LeBron and AD when people were like, why don't the Lakers run pick and roll with AD and LeBron? And it's because it got to a point to where LeBron's playing the 4, AD's playing the 5. The same kind of archetype of player that can guard AD can low-key like start to be able to guard LeBron. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like when Şengün and KD do their 2-man action, sometimes it is great. You know what I'm saying? Because KD can take advantage of the 5. But to put Şengün in some more advantageous situations, if you do inverted pick and roll between him and Reed is somewhat, slipping out, he can make that little simple pass to the little slip or whatever if they do that. But he'll also just have an easier matchup if they do switch, and now there's some little point guard on him, and now he can be more effective that way. But
here's the thing, though, real talk. Here's the thing, though. The Rockets just not equipped with some of the guys that they have running the pick and roll. Like Reed Shepherd is somebody that would try. He's not that good handling the ball and pick and roll because as soon as you get up into him, he's gonna turn his back to the sideline, and then that's where you're gonna drive him towards the sideline.
No, I'm saying Alfred handling the ball, and then Reed is coming up either setting like a slip. Or like Reed is setting the screen, and he's gonna slip out and pop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because Alfred is obviously gonna handle the ball a lot for the Rockets. I mean,
but then the defense is gonna make Şengün make that skip pass. He sucks at that shit. Like he really sucks at it.
So because he doesn't process it, that's why. It's not because he can't pass.
I think he
throws
it too late.
He's seeing something else. That's the biggest problem. But my issue is, and Jordan, I know I'm an older dude. You'll lock me in the gym with a Thompson. I promise you, I'll get him a 15-foot. I'll get him a mid-range game. I promise you, I will.
He jumped too high not to have a mid-range shot.
Lock me in the gym with him. Real talk.
Which I think he's just not in the gym.
I will get him a mid-range game.
I think he's working on the wrong shit.
That's the problem right there, Jordan. That's it.
I think he's working on the wrong.
He had a play last night that was in transition. This was in the middle of the third quarter. He makes a beeline right to the right elbow, and I'm like, and he had the ball in his weak hand. I'm like, that's a shot. That is a shot. That right there.
He jumped too high not to have a mid-range shot, bro.
That kind of stuff is what keeps defenses honest, and that completely changes defenses. When you're able to stop and pop like that in transition at 6'7", 6'8", and be that good, that makes that completely changes the dynamic. 1 of your team offense, 2 your offense, and 3 the other team's defense. They can't play you like they was playing you before. I'm thinking, lock me in the gym with this dude. I promise you, by next opening training camp, he'll have a mid-range.
It ain't even that too. His handle sucks. Like his handle. That's why he play at a pace that's a little bit too fast for him. Like he's too tall to be playing that fast, and he's too athletic to play as fast as he do. If he had a better handle and it was much tighter, he'd be able to get to that mid-range shot a lot. I noticed when he shoots a lot of jump shots, it's something about, and I know some guy, Ox probably would know, when you bounce the ball and it comes straight up to your pocket, you're able to get a clean mid-range look off. He don't do that. Like when he shoot it, it's like he catching it, and it's like the ball's not coming up cleanly to him, and so he gotta shoot the ball like without it in his pocket. it's hard to explain. I could explain it to him.
No, I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying, Jordan. So my rebuttal to that is it because he ain't sure what he knows, what he wants to do? Because I see him dribble. I see him dribble in transition. I see him dribble in the half court. I see him getting downhill. Guys who are more decisive about what they want to do. Cade Cunningham is a prime example of that. It's not a lot of extracurricular stuff with Cade. Cade
good handle
between the legs,
real good
and
handle
get down because he knows what he wants to do. Though that's why I feel like he's not sure what he's supposed to be doing. You and me had this conversation, Jordan, about him running in front of the ball. Remember that time I said he ended up turning the ball over because he plays too fast? Because I don't think he knows exactly what he wants to do. I think he do. I don't think he's equipped with the handle to do it.
I think he does. Like a man's processing is not the problem. I think his skill set is the problem. Like the handle, jump shot, the touch. He knows how to pass the ball the right way. He just doesn't have the skill set like that you would need for him to do it. That's literally it for me.
I also think that's one of the problem with the mid-range. It's one, he hasn't historically been a good shooter on the other things, like free pointer and free throws. His free throw shooting is up this year, but like
has been
in
good.
today's in this year he's up at 78.
So it's gotten better.
Year, it's gotten better. But I think one of the things with him, like, if you want, I think the Rockets is probably, they know, okay, he needs to develop some kind of shot, but like giving Amen Thompson mid-range shots in today's NBA is not, like, he's not, like, also if you're saying with the handle, like, one of the reasons Shea is so good in the mid-range is because he's so in control with his handle that he can, like,
he knows what he wants to do. That's why.
He's not rushing himself
it's a difference between, like, because Amen doesn't even have to play through all that much traffic to get to a mid-range shot because of how teams are defending. The way that teams are defending him anyway. The weird thing for Amen Thompson for me is, and I'm still on the Amen train. I know Jordan may not be there anymore, but he shows like these encouraging signs with his shooting and his touch. Right, last year I just looked at it, 10 to 16 feet. Amen Thompson was 48.8%, damn near 49%. Right, and then this year he makes this tremendous leap as a free throw shooter, like 10% plus.
Skill set is there, real talk. The
right, so
is there.
I do think eventually, I think Amen Thompson could be an okay mid-range paint area scorer.
What's the numbers for the free throw? Like he went from what to what?
I think he's up to almost 80.
He went from 3 to 78.
Yeah, almost 80%.
What was it? What 78? 68
free throw.
68 to 78, basically.
Yeah, he's almost 80% from the strike. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think there's still hope there for him. I don't think he'll ever be like he's definitely not ever going to be a 3-point shooter. Like that's definitely not in the works. But if Amen Thompson can just be good in the paint area, that just increases his value as a player.
Derrick Rose wasn't a good 3-point shooter, but he was so good in that paint.
Which leads me to my next question to you guys. And I know we got to move on, Ox, but I got a question for you guys because I saw yesterday that Amen Thompson is eligible for a max extension next season.
Yeah, I ain't giving it to him.
I know how you guys feel about it.
Yeah, no, I'm not giving him 250 something.
Mm-hmm.
I would have traded. I'm just trading the nigga. I'm telling you, I'm just trading him before I pay him. I'm trading him.
Their history is also
just let me know.
Sengun and Jalen Green, they're obviously very stringy. They didn't get like just outright maxes. I think they got like in the 30 million a year range.
Yes.
So I think with they have a history of like not overpaying guys. So I think that's what you're going to see. Like
this is what
before this season, it was like I think everyone was saying, "Oh, they're just going to auto max them in." But I think people are seeing now, okay, that's probably not sustainable for them, and financially, it doesn't make sense.
The Kings can take them.
If you remember what I said last time I was up here, like everyone is so insanely high on him in Thompson right now that like someone is probably just going to overpay for him in the trade market.
Well, Jordan, let me ask you this question. So, Jordan, because I know how you feel about him. The question that I have for you is, what do you think he, at his best, what do you think he is?
At his best, it's kind of hard to say because
he's 27 years old. He's 28 years old. We are in the prime / peak years of Amen Thompson. What do you think he is?
I think I think at his best, it's kind of hard to say just because that would be assuming that he fixed all of these flaws. And if he fixed all these flaws, then you're talking about he in great damn talks.
Let's
But
say he's in.
for me being realistic here, let me be realistic.
Sure.
At his best, I think the scoring goes down. To be honest with you, I think he's a really good role player. Like at his best, I think he's a defender. I think he's a guy that can cut. I think he could assume the role like Derrick Jones Jr. Like I think, but the thing about Derrick Jones Jr. is Derrick Jones Jr. can shoot a little bit now. So that's what I think he is at his best. I feel like right now, because he got drafted so high, because the Rockets going to put him in position to do something.
Sure.
He's going to score these points, and people is going to over like rate his skill set. But at the end of the day, if he don't, like, how long do y'all think we're going to keep having these conversations about the flaws that he has? You think we're going to go into year 10 like that? Like, no. Eventually, they're going to start sending him, especially if the Rockets trade him, because it could get tricky if they trade him. They're going to start giving him reduced roles. Reduce this role, reduce that role. And then what is he going to be? You know what I mean? Like, it starts like this because he got drafted, what? Second or third? Some shit like that?
Third.
Oh, third.
Fourth.
Yeah,
Fourth.
Okay, whichever one. But as soon as it starts like that because you got drafted that and you got drafted to a team that was kind of rebuilding. But chill, we all know same thing happened with Jalen Green. Houston is in the win now moment. It might not seem like it, but they are.
That's what
That is the problem, Gio.
That's where the problem is. That's where the problem is.
Of course,
but Jordan, they're not good enough to be in a win now situation. They're just not good enough.
They thought they were. They thought they were with Fred VanVleet, and that's what happens in big market situations like the Lakers. The Lakers not going to be bad for a long time. They're always going to make even when they draft a guy. For God's sake, they drafted Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle, and them niggas saw the opportunity to say, "Get them niggas up out of here. Give me AD and Bron." Like, that's what happens in big market. Yeah, that's what happens in big markets, though. You're not going to be in
getting Bron at that time, who's like the best player on the planet, to me is different from getting this version of Kevin Durant.
Of course, but at the same time, like, he was the best available player that the Rockets could have got that they felt like could push them over the hump. Remember, they just was the second seed, and they had to, Jalen Green kind of fell off in the playoffs. So they pushed him and got KD. Did it work? Obviously, we don't know right now because Fred VanVleet got hurt, but that's just what the logic was thinking. So I understand it, but that's my spiel on what I think of men. I think men is in bad territory if he don't fix these flaws.
To answer your question, Jordan, and to combat your issue, I think he's a starter on a championship team. I think he's your best defender on a championship team. I'm gonna start there. I think he could be your best defender. I think
Sean Marion isn't a bad comp at all.
I think he could be the best perimeter. I think he could be the best perimeter defender in the game. I think he's that good. Now, in terms of offense, I think because of the skill set, because of the ball handling, all of that stuff, to be able to slow that down, I'm not looking for an elite ball handler. I'm not looking for an elite jump shooter. I think, real talk, I can turn him into a decent offensive player where he's respectable on offense, where we can't put 5 men on him and we can't just leave him open in the mid-range. Like, I think he could be decent enough that we can do that. Now, is that worth $252 million? No, I don't think so. However, I think it's worth a shot at holding on to him. Maybe paying him a little less and convincing him to take a little less right now and getting him on the cheap, because come later, he actually turns into something more than what I thought. Well, it's a win-win for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Rockets are going to keep him. He's not getting $250 million.
Yeah,
like that's not happening. He's not that qualified.
But real talk, what if he demands that? What if him and his team think that's what he's worth?
I mean, I don't see anybody in the league signing Amen Thompson to $250.
I don't either.
And to the chat, Amen Thompson is not Sean Marion. It's not that.
No, I'm just.
Well, he's up for
that could be his like ceiling. That's kind
he's up for 252. How much is he getting then? You think?
What was that? Well, a 4 year? 4 years? 5?
5 years, 252.
125.
I was thinking like 135,
somewhere around there.
What?
The best perimeter defender in the game, a
starter. 135.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
he's getting more than that. Christian got 125 for 5
He
years.
shouldn't get anything past 150.
That's where I was going. That's exactly what I was going to say.
He shouldn't be getting
150.
nothing past
So
150.
$30 million a year.
That's as far as I'm
Yeah,
going.
that's his.
I'll
That's
go to
my
150.
max for mid-term.
Is
I'll go to 150.
just one
Yep.
one
And don't
quick
forget
note.
it's in Texas too. So
One quick note. His I think a guy that people compare him to a lot is Stephon Castle. Obviously, I just think it's easier for me to see that Stephon Castle can really become something on offense because I think his handle is much better and he's more in control, and also he's really a free away from being a pretty fucking good offensive player, and he's obviously a really good defensive player. But I think with Amen, it's hard to see it getting there. I could see Castle get a jump shot easier than I could see Amen get one, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
mean,
if
yeah,
that
I mean, I'd see what you're
2012
saying.
and
with
12
that.
game, and then I asked that after Stephon had that game, did he have the ability to do that? To even put up that kind of point production, like as a scorer and as a playmaker? And yeah, I don't know.
I mean, obviously they could play some tanking team, and he just out physical their 18-year-old.
When's the last time he's had 40 points?
G League.
Who? Amen?
Yeah,
I don't think he's ever had a 40-point game.
No.
Yeah. I don't think he's ever had a 40-point game.
I mean, that's not his game. He's not
right. Mm-mm.
40.
Well, people, to be fair, didn't say that was Stephon Castle's game last year either. They thought he was a brick.
Yeah, I mean,
Stephon just came out hooping this year.
he has.
All right, next game, or what, super chat, or where we at, Ox?
no, we got the super chats.
All right.
Let's start from the top. The Flame Celtics sent a member chat, been a member for 23 months. Are the Celtics Eastern Conference champion contenders? Which I think.
Yep.
Eastern Conference champion.
Yeah, they are.
You think they can win the East?
They can.
Swiper?
They can win the East.
That's what I'm saying. You think they can win the East?
They can win. I'm giving them the fourth highest odds, maybe
Yeah.
fourth.
Like, what do they?
They're not
what-
better than Detroit. They're not better than the Knicks.
Like, how do they beat Detroit? Swipe
They're better than Cleveland.
The
Not better
season.
than
They could
Cleveland,
outshoot Detroit for a whole series, and that's very, very within possibility for them to do that.
Very
The way that Detroit defends and the way that Detroit rebounds, you think they can?
Hasn't
Just,
Detroit been given the Celtics belt this year too?
Yeah, but that's regular season.
they haven't beaten them one time. By the way,
Oh, it's regular season when it comes to the Celtics, but not.
Yeah, they haven't beaten
Well, no, I
them
just
one
think
time.
it's
I would-
regular season. I think there's obviously playoff stuff, when you're scheming yourself versus the team. But yeah, they should outshoot them
And
for
the
a whole
coaching
series as
advantage.
possible. Maybe JB gets to that point where he has one of those kind of series too. I don't see that happening, but maybe JB has one of those series. Chill.
Do you think Missoula's a better coach than?
Yeah, of
Then
course.
JB?
But Missoula's the
I would
MVP
say.
of that team. He's been phenomenal. Like he's been excellent. Like everything's got
Jalen Brown is the MVP of that team. You don't have to.
well respect.
I also think just how he's changed how they play with not as much like the switch hunting and more playing out, giving Jalen Brown more these off the catch advantages and so on. So I also think he deserves major credit for that. And I just think he's a really good coach. And if Jason Tatum is coming back even at 80%, that's still a pretty good player. It's not a first team all
Tatum
NBA
on the
player.
sideline doing band workouts. I don't want to see that. The center issue is going to be the real question, Chill. If they don't have a center,
Yeah.
they're playing versus the Knicks or Detroit.
Hey, this
Who doesn't have a
this
center? They got Vooch.
Yeah, this Vooch thing looks
Yeah.
like it looks like it's working.
Vooch is not gonna play.
Well, to be
Vooch is
fair,
not-
to be fair to Vooch, they
Why
have
are you so
I
decisive?
don't know.
with
I don't
that?
know why y'all. I don't know why y'all so.
Yeah, why are you so
low on
decisive
Vooch.
with this
I've been
Vooch
asking
thing?
y'all this for
Well,
2
no, I'm
years.
saying,
Why
to
are
be
y'all
fair-
so
to be-
low on him?
To be
He's
fair,
one of
Vooch-
the worst defenders in the league.
Well, but
He's actually not a bad team defender. He's not a
That
bad
shouldn't
team.
matter to
I
Swiper.
was gonna say, to be fair to Vooch,
But
when the Bulls had
Jokic-
Derrick Jones Jr., when the
Vooch.
Bulls had Derrick Jones Jr.
No,
and
get the
Lonzo
hell outta
Ball and
here.
Caruso, they had
Get outta here.
the best clutch defense in the NBA with Vooch on the floor. So they did have a top 10 defense with all those guys with Vooch on the floor.
Sure.
So there
Yes.
is. But I don't know if the Celtics have the defenders to do that. Is what I'm really saying.
Right. They don't have anybody to protect because he's actually a really good team defender. He's good in rotation and he can get on the glass. He will rebound.
But he's
Even at
also
his
one of those.
advantage.
He's not super big either. I think he's like 6'10" or something
Legit.
like that.
Yeah,
So he's a
he's
little
legit.
plotting. He's a little
That's
bit
big
of a
enough.
plotter.
That's big enough.
I think
He's
so.
strong.
I think so. I mean, if I'm going up against a
What-
6'11" dude and Cat, I think I can
He
handle myself.
he rebounds.
Yes, he does.
What's the over under on his minutes chilling out in the playoffs?
Who?
What's
Vooch?
the over under on his
On
minutes?
his minutes in
I
the
don't know.
playoffs.
23.
Do not- I could tell you right now because what it sounds to me like you think that he could get played off the floor. Who in the Eastern Conference is playing him off the floor? Go.
The Knicks?
Say
Not nobody in
Cleveland,
Detroit.
The Knicks.
The Knicks.
Detroit.
Cleveland too.
How
I
are the
don't
Knicks
think
playing him off the floor?
Detroit can't
Because
play him off the floor.
Jalen
we got Cat at the if we got Cat at
Hunting
the
Jalen Brunson hunting
Yeah,
him
you're
on every
tripping on
play.
Detroit, bro. Detroit can play him off the floor. Too.
Having,
So if that's true, can't we play Cat off the floor too?
No.
I mean,
He's
yeah,
fair
you
do
can
that.
play. There are teams that can play
Maybe
cat off
play
the
Cat
It
off the
floor.
depends
floor?
on how good Mitchell Robinson is playing. If he's playing that well, then sure.
Because
But
we can
like,
definitely play Mitchell Robinson off the floor. We
No,
can
you can't.
definitely do that.
Chill,
Man,
where
make
would you
me
set
throw.
your one?
Mitchell Robinson has something nobody else can do.
He
I
can't,
can
which is what?
take every offensive rebound, every single
and
one,
he can't
every
make
one
free
of them.
throws. So
Every one
the
of
meat
them.
and potatoes of the game.
That's fine,
I'm
but
a-
that's cool. But guess what? Before we get to that, then we get to that last moment where we get in the bonus. I guarantee, Chill, if I make a free throw for every 2 times I'm up here, we're winning that possession. That means I've won. That means I'm scoring 50% on these
But
two.
you're not doing that though. You're not.
He is.
You're
He
not
made
taking-
50%
you're
of
not
his free throws.
50% at the free throw line. You're not.
He's gonna be 50% of his free throw. He made a bunch
So
last year too.
chill. Where would you set it?
He's gone.
Where would you set the
Why,
over-under
Swiper? Why?
on minutes?
Why what?
With
Okay.
Vooch,
As he says so,
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
He's made free throws before.
He's gonna make us.
I think between 25 and 30 minutes, I think Vooch is playing in the playoffs.
So you
Yeah,
say
Vooch is
over
going to be
25.
getting burned for the Celtics. They
Yes.
have no choice
Between
but
25 and
to
30
play
minutes.
him.
See, I think that I
That's what they
think the
got him
problem
for.
that we're having is you see
Yeah, they
him-
got him to play him. Yeah.
you see Vooch with the Bulls, and okay, that's who he is. Like if I'm playing on a better team with a better system, my skill set is gonna shine because
Well, would you
I'm
rather
playing
have
with
him or
better
Kata
players.
playing though?
He was good. Him. He was chill. He was good with the Bulls.
Yeah,
He's
he was.
better than Kata. He's like I don't know. I
He
don't
does
know
more
what this
than
is.
Cater does.
It's,
I
y'all have been,
self-acknowledge that he can be.
y'all have been doing this with Vooch for 3 seasons now, and
Yeah.
I've been up here
Vooch can
asking
play,
y'all
yo.
for 3 seasons. What is your problem with Vooch? And I'm yet to get a satisfactory answer. I don't know what y'all don't
Well,
like.
I just said that you can have a good defense with Vooch on the floor. It's just you got to have her.
You 100.
Just
And
said
you-
he's
and
one
you
of
can-
he's one
you
of the
can have
worst
a-
defenders in the league.
and you can.
Hey,
you can
hey
have
Mo,
a
log
great
off the show,
offense.
Mo. Log off the show. That's all. Do that.
And
Go do that.
you can have a great offense with Vooch as well because he's a great passer, great shooter, and he's
Yeah, he
nice
is
on
one
the-
of the better offensive
and
teams.
he's
He's
nice
perfect for
on
what
that
they're doing
block.
in Boston. He's perfect for what they're doing in Boston. Perfect.
Yeah, Vooch can
How
definitely
about
a
this?
good
Oh,
offensive
Pull,
player.
pull up,
That's
pull up
never
a chair.
been.
Pull up a chair and enjoy the show. How about
Perfect for what they're doing in
Can-
Boston.
Okay, let's we can make a friendly bet there. It doesn't have to be anything on the line. Like I can say Cater starts and or Vooch plays less than like 27 and a half minutes. And then you two could say Vooch starts and he plays more than 27.
that? Mo, you know the
If
comment
they're
section.
both
Stay
healthy.
where you belong.
If they're both healthy.
I think Vooch is going to be more effective than Cater in the playoffs.
Look at DNL. Look at DNL. He said,
We'll go
"I
with
do
that.
understand
Doesn't
that
have
for
to be
Vooch,
anything on
but
it.
not for Jokic."
I think he's going to be more
What you
effective
talking
than
about? Talking about
Cater in
Ox?
the
What are we
playoffs.
talking about? What's
I
talking
still
about?
think
Okay,
that
27 and a half
that-
minutes and he starts Vooch if they're both
I think we anywhere between 25 and 30 minutes. In between that, I think that's where Vooch plays. They're going to need him.
But Kata got to play though. Kata has to play.
I think
He has
Kata-
to
They can play both of them together because Vooch can move to the 4. Yeah, you can play both of them together because Vooch can stretch the defense.
Yeah, versus the Knicks.
Yes,
in
move to the
particular,
4. A stretch 4. He can knock down the long
Yeah. Kata
ball.
can guard Tobias Harris too if you need to play
He
him.
can
at
knock
the 4.
down the long ball. He can knock down the
Okay, so
mid range.
Cata's the
Yes.
four.
Why
Defense,
can
okay,
Vooch not
okay.
play the 4?
Why can he not play the 4?
Because
All
on
is-
defense,
it is.
he can't play the 4. But like if
Okay,
Cater is the
saying like
4 on
positionally.
defense and-
I just
Vooch is the 4 on
disagree.
offense.
So on
I
defense,
disagree.
Drago, on defense, if we play against the Knicks, I'm not even thinking about the Knicks. Let's see. The Celtics right now, if the playoffs started today, right? If the playoffs started today, the Celtics today have to see Orlando in the first round. Who is frying him over there at the 4?
Well, the Celtics are walking through that series. Bro.
Who is destroying him?
They're not.
Paolo's
they're-
playing the 4 in that series, by the way.
Okay, so we could
it's
use him
playoff
at the
Paolo.
So we could use him at the 4, right? We could use him at the
If
4.
Paulo
versus Paolo.
can fry Vucevic, good God, man.
Well, to be fair, if you play Paolo with size, Paolo can struggle with size. So that's actually a good play for the Celtics.
Vooch isn't guarding Paolo. Come on, y'all. Be for real.
But I mean, what you know how Paolo is, bro.
It's just not gonna happen.
Next
He's not
super
gonna guard
chat, because
Paolo.
we got a bunch more. I know we got a bunch of guys. Get to.
Yeah, I got this, Wiper. I got this. Yeah, he's not.
Don't worry about what I'm doing. Do your job.
I don't know who's doing what. I'll just
Get the rebound.
I
Just
know
get
what
the
I'm doing.
rebound.
That's it.
Slider.
Rebound swiper. That's all you
They're
make.
I'm not a rebounder. I'm not. That's you, Chill. You're the rebounder.
Actually,
You
I'm not a
rebound.
rebounder.
You rebound.
I'm the
I'm
bucket
taking.
That's
Chill.
who I am.
Chill. What you? Hey,
I'll
Chill. Get
rebound.
over there.
I'll
Hey, Chill, get
rebound
over there.
because I know how important rebounding is. I'm not a prima donna. You know what I'm saying?
Chill.
I will rebound too. I'm a bucket getter.
Swipe up. I'm not rebounding. Y'all get the rebound. Y'all can't mess with my pretty feet.
Hey, what
Don't
old
mess
boy
with my
Eddie say?
manicure.
I'm making $200,000 a game. I'm here to shoot.
Unlimited Z Hoop Talks. Ron, he's not here anymore, but that's okay. Ron, Cade legit shot 90% from three while giving you an inefficient 25 and average 5+ turnovers that series. He did not outplay Brunson.
Yeah, that was a bad series.
Yeah, he did.
Brunson
not
also
Brunson
had-
last year.
Brunson also had Asa and Hill and some a couple of times.
Yeah,
Really,
Jalen
like I
Brunson
said,
outperformed.
It was Tobias Harris and it was Tim Hardaway Jr. and Malik. That was the biggest. That was what they were struggling with. The Knicks were. They would overplay. They would front side with Tobias Harris and Tim Hardaway Jr. Cade would run the initial action in the middle of the floor. He would dive down the floor on a pick and roll, and then he would spray the ball out to Malik or Tim, and then Malik or Tim is standing right next to each other. So then it's a fly out to one of them, and if you don't fly out to the other one takes his three, or they get the ball, they drive, they kick. Like they were cooking last year, and again they should have won
Imagine
that
them with
series.
Klay Thompson.
Imagine that with Klay Thompson.
Alan R. This Cade isn't even better than 21-22 Luka, let alone Luka this year. 77 stay getting disrespected.
No, he doesn't. He does not stay getting disrespected. But none of us said that he
I
was better
think
than
this
Cade.
year he has been.
Nobody said. I know for a fact I did not say that Cade was better than Luka. So, and the idea is to get closer, to close that gap. And if he keeps playing like this, I think he can close that gap.
Yeah, Lucas has been the third best player in the world this year. So, not really. Shea, Jokic.
Luka, I don't hate it. To be honest with you, I don't hate it. Real talk, I don't.
Are for real. Saying Luka this year is better than Cade is pure stupidity. Better defender and is not too far behind his playmaker, and y'all underrate his scoring. Pure
Yeah,
stupidity.
so
Y'all hear that?
tell me
Blame
you're
Ron.
from Detroit without telling me
Blame
you're
Ron,
from
blame
Detroit.
Ron, blame Ron for that segment. That was wrong.
I just think that's such a cliche. Like, okay, we know Luka ain't that great of a defender, so that's the first thing that y'all go to, the defense. But like, how many offensive players in the game today are close to Luka in terms of an offensive player?
Two.
So think about that for a second, Drago. Think about that. Of the 450 guys in the league, how many guys are close to Luka as an offensive player? 2 guys. That's it, in your estimation. So, I mean, damn. Okay, I know he doesn't play defense. I know that he's not good. But offensively, he is exceptional. And because he's exceptional, that has to matter. Same thing happened with Magic. Like D9 said, that's half the game, chill. That's half the game, chill. That matters. Yeah, but we also got guys to protect him. Right? That's because the same thing happened with Steph Curry. We had guys to protect Curry. We had guys to protect Magic, right? We got guys to protect James Harden. Like, when you got guys to protect them, like, that kind of stuff matters. And it doesn't resonate as much.
It's also with Magic, like Magic early in his career, like, had to play the 3 and the 4 a lot more on defense, which he was not very good at because he's not that physical, especially early on. Like, he was not like physical boxing out, so a lot of time you'd give up offensive rebounds, which is some of the reason they along with Kareem had problems rebounding. But when he played more the 2, he could be protected more and he gave more energy as well. But Magic is also probably a GOAT offensive player, and Luka is a little tier below.
And Luka is so good offensively that, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Luka on ball, I think he's awful. I think he's absolutely terrible. And off ball, if you get him in certain stretches of the game, he has no idea where he is. He's clueless. I ain't gonna argue that point. But offensively, he could completely take over a game. That's why, I mean, okay, I understand that the defense is what it is, and I'm not going to argue that point. I think the defense is what it is. With that being said, offensively, like, we got to start talking about Luka like the way we should be talking about him as an offensive player.
I mean, Luka's a transcendent offensive.
Like, he's not good, real talk. He's not great. Like, he's generational.
All-time great.
Yeah, he's generational.
All the time.
That's how good he is.
He's arguably the best pick and roll player ever with, like, Steve Nash.
We can have a conversation about that. That's a real conversation. Putting Luka in the pick and roll when I think about pick and roll guys, pick and pop, pick and dive guys, I mean, it ain't many that I think are better. I think he's in the conversation with all of them dudes, all of them.
Luco, I know it's early and only been a few games, but Spider and Harden look scary. Still early, but I like how the fellas are playing.
Ooh, boy, that new energy, James Harden, brother. Tell you right now, chill. You pick Cleveland, brother. We are staying with Cleveland to come out of the Eastern Conference, my good brother. James Harden and Jared Allen. Jared's getting the best passes he's ever seen in his life. D-Mitch caught a oop. Chill, Ron.
This shit sound like first date energy to me. That's what this shit sound like. Like we just started hanging out. Mm-hmm.
Wait, chill. I don't know how on IG and TikTok you are beyond your own stuff, but there was a meme that's going around. This dude was like, he basically like was talking about how when men go on first dates, real talk, they'll basically like empty their bank account for a first date. Like they'll move their savings over to their checking to make sure they have enough to cover the. Is that what James Harden is doing? It's like, I ain't got a lot, but I'm gonna make sure these first few dates go well.
What do you mean doesn't have a lot?
100% is manipulating his
25 and 9 or 60.
Absolutely, Swiper.
What's funny is that people, when people talk about like portability and stuff like that, the names that get brought up quickly are like Kevin Durant and Steph Curry of the like, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to them, but James Harden is clearly one of the most portable players in NBA history. Everywhere he goes, it leads to great offense or great success because he's one of the best on-ball players ever.
Yep.
Everywhere he goes, he can be on ball. He can either be the point guard or the shooting guard. Run pick and roll with the best of them. We were just talking about that pick and roll conversation with who's the best as far as that. He's up there. He's at least top 5. So it's real funny. When he was ISO in Houston averaging 36, nobody would have gave him the credit for being a portable player. But we actually saw him go from coming off the bench and excelling in that role to playing with Russell Westbrook and playing shooting guard or point guard on OKC in that role, then playing the role of best scorer in the league, then playing the role of best scorer and playmaker in the league, and now he's elite point guard. So, I don't know. Seems like a pretty portable player in my opinion. I don't know.
And anybody in the chat acting like you ain't never been broke on your first date. All right. Shout out to you, bro.
I actually went on a date one time and left my wallet home. That shit was terrible.
Did she have to pay?
Yeah, that shit was terrible. I really liked her too. She was dope.
You never saw her again?
No, I actually did see her again. She paid. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, then she cool. Yeah, that's a keeper.
I left my wallet home. Yeah. Oh, that shit was terrible because she was dope.
Now my homeboy used to say that should be your first date. Like, you know what I mean? Like you act like you left your wallet and see how she responds.
I didn't do it on purpose neither. Like I actually I got to the restaurant. Like, oh shit, I left my wallet home.
First date's always gonna be cheap for me. I'm not finna. I don't go all out if I just met you. That's crazy. I saved that for if you deserve all that. But we finna meet up at this little coffee shop.
Yeah, all right. Well, when you're 17 and you got a 23-year-old, you taking her somewhere nice, and you best believe I emptied my $80 savings that I had, and we went somewhere nice.
See, Swipe it. That don't make no
$80 at 17 years old. When you a lot of dough, baby.
But Swipe it. That don't make no sense to me because when I was young, dating like the older chicks, like the 20 up, there it's like I'm dating them so they could take me somewhere nice. I'm trying to get the car. I need to, the fruit snacks, the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, if I'm doing that, I'll stick with my 17, 18, 16-year-olds. You know what I'm saying?
No,
man. What I'm taking you out to eat for?
I thought that's how you had to be. You had to be a gentleman. I thought you take a girl out, even if she
can still be a gentleman. Absolutely,
for sure. But that it's just
we gonna be. I'm gonna be a gentleman at this Chili's 2 for $25.
Hey, real talk. Talk to him. Real talk.
And we fuck around and go during happy hour with a little $3-5 margaritas. We having a great time.
Matter of fact, hey, the chat Ox, when we have our culture show and we have our talks about like we gonna actually get into the bottom of when we were young, Ox. We were doing stuff we 100% should not have been doing, but there was nobody telling us no different.
We absolutely should have been doing that. 100%. I don't care. Nobody said they be talking about. Oh, what she shouldn't be. Yes, she should have. Thank you, lady.
Right here, Josh Williams said 17 bagging a 23-year-old.
Hey, by the way, when I got done with the 23-year-old, I'm talking about hand on the Bible. I heard the 23-year-old, the 25-year-old that I didn't was sending me few days later. So like this is not. They was when we was young. They were very. I'm telling y'all, bro. Chill. When we get to have real conversations about what happened to us when we was younger, people gonna find out. Like, bro, we was.
Josh Williams.
It happened for us.
Josh Williams just said it. 17 years old, back in a 23-year-old. Real talk. I was 21 years old, going out with a 29-year-old. I thought I was the motherfucking man. You couldn't tell me nothing. Homegirl had a car. She had her own crib. You could. I thought I was a grown up. You couldn't tell me nothing.
That's just the thing, Ox. And again, we've been keeping 100. Like we keeping 100. Like we was young. Remember, we were playing sports, crazy shape, traveling everywhere. I mean, it was mostly college. Older than college age people that were like, bro, it's just what was, bro. Like,
well, you gotta remember too. When I left school, I was 17. I was 17. So, but I went straight to a JUCO. So we, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like just 20-year-olds over here. You know what I'm saying? It was 26, 27, 28-year-olds on campus. And shit, come on, we was 10.
I went JUCO too. I already knew what the JUCO like.
And my thing is, this all this new age shit. This shit wasn't going on back then. I'm not running around. Ain't gonna be no trial. This ain't no big deal. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, let's move on. Yes, sir. Let's move on.
27-year-old coming to the JUCO got the baby in the class.
What? Come on. What? I know she got good fruit snacks. I'm over there. Y'all better stop it. Shit. The People's 23. LOL. No, he's not SG. No, he's not. SGA is way better, dog. What do y'all be watching? The more efficient, effective, and less turnovers. I want what y'all smoking.
You got it. You got it. People's 23. Yep, you got it.
Yeah, I think
that was about Cade, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it was about Cade and SGA. Even Chill agrees with that.
I mean, he's not as good as them right now, but I do think he can be. I don't think that's up here.
But but the thing is, real talk. There's only, maybe the league is just like that, but there's only so many people that can like get to that level, you know. But maybe he does. Like maybe it's not like the I don't know, Chill or in real talk. You remember the Jet Li movie, The One? Remember where you have to like beat your other self in all the other dimensions and you get their power and all that. So it's not like there's a cap on how good you can be, but like reaching SGA peak would be pretty, you know, that's like one of 6-7 guards ever. You know what I mean?
I don't know, because I'm also starting to think like if it happens again this playoff run, we're gonna have to have some conversations about this efficiency that's going on in regular seasons, and do we need to somewhat contextualize that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I don't know, because like.
If
I pose it like this, if Cade can become an Austin Reeves scorer, you see, because Austin Reeves is like what 26 on like 64 true shooting or something crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We may have to contextualize these numbers that we're seeing in the regular season, but we'll see.
Yeah.
DSG Piccolo. First game after the All-Star break, and this ninja saying Jokic and Murray look gas. Come on, man. Also, Matisse back soon. My passing lane demon home.
By the way,
I think that happens more than you think.
Yeah, let me just back up Ryan Blackburn here, because what happened is, and I even said something about it, and it looked like I erased him. That's my teammate and my friend, one of my best friends. So I want to make sure I clear this up. Ryan was simply talking about when you go to All-Star, Kawhi sucked too yesterday. When you go to All-Star, it's exhausting. The experience is exhausting. So he was simply saying, if you look at the 3 All-Stars that played yesterday, all of them sucked, including Kawhi. So there could be something too that is exhaustion from everything having to do with it. My thing is, it's like, brother, they also just play like garbage. Like, you know what I mean? Like if Jokic played better,
Cade was an All-Star. He played yesterday.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I'm saying it's not a everyone. It fits every shoe. You know what I mean? So I want to be clear here.
Jaylen Brown had a 23, 13, and 15
triple-double yesterday.
I mean, you know how that goes though. You can be in great shape.
Yeah.
You could be in great shape, and if you take a few days off, you might have to get your second win. On top of that, Jokic and Luka, them dudes, they running beer off. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
that's what
was
it is.
Kawhi doing then?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Kawhi was burning trees off. Not aspiration trees. How about that?
Yeah, fine. I mean, look, I don't know why you're taking this so personal, Swipe. I'm not even talking about you. I'm talking about Jokic.
I'm talking about Kawhi. I'm not talking about you either.
Talk about Kawhi.
I'm saying, burning trees.
What I'm saying is, I'm saying this, and you're trying to shoot back with that. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with me. I wasn't out there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying I agree with you. I think that Kawhi was probably burning trees off. Jokic and Luka burning beer off, and then Cade was just they were just they were
might have went out Sunday.
meditating.
Who knows?
And I mean, Kawhi was actually doing something during the All-Star game. So
for one game.
I mean, it was
What happened in the third game?
Unlike them.
What happened in the third game?
Unlike KD
When he went over. What happened in the third game when he went over?
What happened last night?
What happened last night to Kawhi?
That's why you up here so upset with all this energy. I was wondering what the hell is wrong with Swiper, because I was on my way back to the house. I'm looking at this. I'm like, why is he so mad? And then it just clicked.
I had a great day today. I actually thought the conversation was very productive. I just think it's crazy.
You had like a 10-minute stretch when you was kind of bugging.
But that's because if you saying that you win all the time, I'm like, well, I'm looking at LeBron. He obviously did not.
Because this is the thing.
Jordan got swept out too.
You can't handle the energy that you give.
I am handling it well. We had a conversation about it.
Swipe.
You can't say that if I'm engaging in the conversation.
See what you're doing?
I'm responding to you.
See what you're doing?
I'm responding to you.
Anytime somebody gives you a little bit of the pressure, you try
I'm
to give
giving it back to you. So I'm supposed to just sit here and take it?
Never mind, Swiper. You got it, brother. You got it. Unlimited Z Hoop Talks. I mean, Shea has also gotten better every year.
Facts.
Yes.
Yes,
he has. He has. That's a fact.
I think so.
Absolutely.
Shad, why we ain't questioning Giannis? He ain't make it out the first round in so long.
We did. He was included in the segment. Jordan 100% did.
We did talk about that.
Now, you know what? Somebody make me my shoulder. Kareem, for a person with shoulders that big, you have very little tolerance, Swiper. I have plenty of tolerance. I can just move you out the way. I will argue on the same energy that you want to argue with. I'm fine with it. Just don't cry. I'm fine. I'm gonna push back with the same energy. That's all it is.
No,
Chill, let me ask you something. Who was the best player? Who was the best player in the 70s, Chill?
Jabal.
Do you think if we use that logic we were saying earlier, he would be the best player of the 70s? Because he only got to the finals, twice?
No.
But everyone only got to the finals,
But that's my point, though. Like that's the point.
Oh yeah,
you don't have to get to the finals.
Kareem went on quite a drought without winning.
And he was still the best player of the 70s.
After 74, he didn't get back until 79.
With Magic.
80, I'm sorry.
And then Magic had to go save the day. And then obviously he won.
No.
He did say.
All right, let's keep it moving. Keep moving. I got. Unless you want to do this, I do got a meeting, fellas.
I tried to do it earlier.
Shad, I got this, brother. See what I'm saying? Just because I'm doing it don't mean you got carte blanche to interrupt.
Big fella. Come on, big fella. Stay with me, big fella. Stay with me, big fella.
I am
Stay with me, big fella.
But this is 2 days in a row. Somebody has to tell Swiper the truth.
Don't let him knock you off your pivot. Don't.
Chill, that's not what's happening here. What's happening here is somebody has to tell Swiper the truth. And y'all ass be walking around like y'all can't tell Swiper the truth. Swiper, just because you ain't doing the super chats don't give you carte blanche to be yelling and interrupting and dictating.
I'm not interrupting you. I say
because you don't like when people do that to you. That's what I'm saying.
We do it to each other. Ox, read the super chat.
I am right now. Shad says LeBron won 4 times out of his 23 years. So the 19 years he didn't win, he wasn't the best because he didn't win?
Kind of.
Well, Jordan would say, though, he won multiple, though. That was his point. You have to win.
Okay. Okay, we'll move on. I don't got time for that conversation. Unlimited Z Hoop Talks. Giannis averaged 35, 14, and 6 on 75% shooting in the offs last year with Kyle Kuzma as his second option.
But he
was getting busy. He played good in them playoffs.
It was his third straight year of getting out in the first round.
Yeah, he played good in them playoffs. They had no business losing to Miami, though. I ain't buying that. They ain't had no business losing.
They got smoked
on 23.
Yeah, they ain't had no business losing to them dudes.
That's the Jimmy Butler effect.
Jimmy Butler Giannis hurt his back.
Brother.
I'm not sure.
Jimmy Butler won the championship in 23. He would have been the best player in the league.
Save it.
Did you see what he was
If he
doing
would've-
in 23 though?
He had a
Real
40 and
talk?
20 game after he hurt his back. So I ain't trying to hear that shit.
No, he wouldn't have been the best player in the league, but he absolutely would have got that type of love though because of that run he went on in the playoffs and all of that. Like, yeah.
Weren't you and Ticket and Chill? Y'all at that time, y'all arguing Jimmy if he's top 5, right?
Top 5.
I
No,
never argued. I never said
that wasn't what was happening.
I definitely
That wasn't
said
what was
top
happening.
10.
We were talking.
Yeah.
My argument was for like the playoff because we at that point we were doing who's the better playoff player in these particular playoffs, and I was like, yeah, Jimmy is definitely that dude. And the problem what really blew up was that Ticket was saying that Jimmy was the best Miami Heat of all time.
Yeah, of all time.
That was the situation, and I obviously
He said that
disagree
shit
with
with a
that
straight face too.
because we all know that he's no Dwayne Wade.
No.
Peso J.
Defenders better than Dwayne Wade.
I love. What'd you say?
No, I think it was Ticket who said there's 1,000 defenders better than Dwayne Wade.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Drago, I just wanted to say I thought you said. Oh,
No, I didn't say that.
I was like, bro, why would you come
don't want
in
to.
and say that? That's ridiculous. Peso J. I love Cade, but y'all gotta chill. Y'all love saying he's better than Luka, and he isn't miles behind SGA. He's planets behind him. Are we serious right now? Planets behind, damn, like light years.
I mean,
I don't think he that far behind. I don't think he.
The idea that you can be 300. Think about this, real talk. Think about this. You can be 300,000 light years away from something. that doesn't trip you out. Like, you know how fast light is.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
It would take from here to the sun. It would take 8 minutes for the light to stop reaching Earth for 96 million miles. 300,000 light years.
Insane.
Do you know how far that is?
Yeah, that's
That means again, light at the speed of light
is
for a year
crazy.
is one,
mm-hmm.
and that's the distance between us and like other galaxies, dog.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, bro? That didn't freak you out?
To me, that just like
I think it's
there
kinda
has
dope,
to be
actually.
more civilization on other planets. To me, I just don't believe we're the only planet that holds civilization. I can't say the word.
What? So do you think there's other life, or do you think that's those lives are capable of civilization? Like they're organized organisms. Are they not single cell organisms? Or we're talking about like animals and some type of humanoid.
No, I think they're organized. Yeah, I think there are a whole other life forms happening on other planets.
You ever wonder what those bras look like over there?
Yeah, I watched Star
What?
Trek. I'm actually a Trekkie.
Did
Yeah,
you see
don't think about that, Swayla?
Obama said
Yeah,
that there are
I do.
aliens, and then
I do think about like green chicks. Like what a blue chick look like in real life.
I'd knock one of them Avatar. Shit.
As you would say.
By the way, y'all, there's a book. If anybody wants to read it, it's called All Tomorrows by Coastman. It's only like 130 pages, but it's basically like this idea. There's a civilization shield with 50 million more years of experience than us that comes and like basically obliterates humankind. But what it does is it takes you on another journey of the progress of what humanity would look like from an infestation of restarting and then across the universe. It is crazy. It's a crazy book. Crazy book.
Yeah.
But real talk, again, we're talking about like subject material I love. I love talking about space. Love talking about space.
Space is dope.
I really think when I die, I'm asking God, please, Lord, let me see everything. I just want to travel. Let's just go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think about it, in a red star.
But Swiper, we grew up in that generation of like watching those National Geographic
Right.
things. You know what I'm saying? Watching a lot of
Right.
Animal Planet stuff like that. We curious about that type of stuff. You know, I grew up on that. But I ain't lying though. Let me run this one of them 13-foot green. Shit, I'm jumping over that real talk. Anyways, though, Tupac West Side, winning does matter, but at the same time, if you play well, but other factors, injuries, bad teams, etc., come up, I don't think it should be held against that player. I don't think it should necessarily be held against that player, but I mean, it can't help though. You know what I'm saying? I think that's more so what it is. It's like, yeah, we understand that you had a bad team, but you didn't win, so I can't really give you much love. It's like Ron said with the KG thing. I think all of us are really high. I think everybody up here is super high on KG, but I can't put KG above Tim Duncan. Not only because Tim Duncan was super dope like that, but he just wasn't getting it done. And I mean, circumstances are circumstances. Life ain't fair.
I think the word you used in the debate was penalized, and maybe we should just like kind of change the language around it to be more acceptable. You know, like Ox, maybe it's just like, hey, you're a great player, all of that, fantastic, all-time great. But to have access to a certain room, you just gotta do a little bit more. Yeah. Maybe some of that is based on luck. Maybe it is. But hey, sometimes you put that ID card on the thing, chill, and it's access denied. You just ain't got access to that room.
Can't get in here.
I mean, can I try? I want to ask Chill something quick. It doesn't have to take a long time, but I'm a little curious because how you all talk about it sometimes. It's. I feel like it can never be that winning makes you a better player. It's probably that you are a better player that means you win. But I have a question. In the 1980 finals, if the Lakers after Kareem get hurt, if they just lose that series because he's obviously not there, can we all agree like he shouldn't be treated any differently if Magic end up winning the series for them or he doesn't? Like Kareem is obviously not playing.
We still thought Jabbar was the best player in the game. We still thought that.
But it doesn't, like, can we all agree, like, he shouldn't be a better player because the Lakers won that series or they lost that series after he went out? Like, the same series happens, the Lakers just lose game 6 and 7.
Right. Well, you say if he's not there, then
that also depends on how he played too. So
no, but he can't play. Like he's hurt. He gets hurt in game 5, like he already did, and they lose game 6 and 7. Like obviously, I feel like we all can agree that doesn't make Kareem a worse player just because the Lakers.
No, I mean, but he would still have like 5 championships.
Yeah,
but that's the thing though. That's the thing though, Drago. For me, I'll speak for myself. It's not about me knocking you necessarily for losing or not winning the championship, as much as it's not me having the ability to big you up for winning. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's really what it is. Yeah.
I don't necessarily have to knock you, but I can't give you the love I'm about to give them for winning though.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and although I'm with everybody is trying to individualize the team, like a team sport and individualize players, but there is that part, that old head part of me, Chill, bro. Like winning means something, bro. Like winning means something. I'm sorry, it just does.
The end all
I've
be
grown
all,
up playing sports my whole life. Everybody's grown up playing sports their whole life. The object is to win. That is the objective.
Yeah,
you know, you want to put up numbers and all that, but you want to win the game, bro. Like,
that's real talk. That's how we was raised. I'm telling you, I wasn't even allowed to talk about my stats. Like my mom would lose her mind if I talk about points and rebounds if we lost the basketball game. But for real, in my house, I'm talking about in middle school. I don't care if I got 18 and 11. Y'all lost, man. I don't want to hear that shit. Oh, my bad, mom. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying no, but you lost. You know what I'm saying? So what does it matter? Or if I have 24 points and the guy I'm guarding has 18, you might then you had 6. You wasn't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's just how I was raised. If I have 24 and he has 20, you had 4. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta lock that shit down. None of that matters. If you giving up buckets, you ain't doing nothing. That's just how I was raised.
In the comment sections of this, I'll link. There's actually a TED talk on this in English Soccer about how luck impacts winning and how gamblers sometimes, like, even though you're like 5th in the league, but they have like they can see, okay, this is not actually how good you are, and then next year you just fall down to the bottom, and they can predict that. I'll link. There's a TED talk about it. I'll link it if anyone wants.
Yeah, put that in the private. Worth Living sent another super chat. Better and greater are different. Winning doesn't change how good you are. It changes your greater argument, you bozos.
No, it doesn't. Worth living, because better and greater, those better guys that we talk about, they had opportunities to win. So that's some bullshit.
You can't make an argument that Kevin Garnett was better than Tim Duncan in 2000s at their peak.
You can make an argument for it 100%. And the reason why you can make an argument for it, because to Real Talk's point, the winning mattered, and he was put in space to win. It wasn't like he was just his entire career just dragging bad teams.
But he didn't have a bad. He didn't really have bad.
He was put in space to win.
I don't know when in Minnesota he could have won though. Like he
I
had a
don't think
phenomenal
he was
series.
put in position.
He had phenomenal series in Minnesota's.
Yes,
and
he did.
They
So
were
in
getting
2004, that team that they had in 2004 was a damn good team.
Yeah, but they
Damn
weren't
good
gonna.
team.
They
And then they lose Sam Cassell in the conference
Yeah,
finals.
they ended
Yeah,
up losing,
Sam
but
Cassell
he
didn't
was
play
put in a
well.
position to win. He
no,
just
he
had
wasn't.
some
They
unfortunate
got
luck.
injured and they
wasn't.
lost to a better team.
Yeah, he just had some
That is
unfortunate
no, but
luck.
you
That's
got
the
you got
problem.
put in. You got good. In that particular season, though, Swiper, they had a good chance at going, and like you said, somebody got hurt. That doesn't mean that you didn't never had a chance.
Yeah, that's
Was
true.
It's like Houston. It's like Houston right now. They were put in a
position, but
situation, then Freddie goes out. It's like, damn.
Okay.
From the beginning of the season, I was like, shit. They lost Freddie. I don't.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? What can they do now? But
Okay.
I think at the beginning, before when it was all on paper, when everybody was the roster, I think that Houston Rockets team.
But
was
remember when
amazing.
when KG signed that 7-year deal, he did it within the mind that he was going to be there for forever. It's just he had to leave
Hey, man.
at some
But what
point.
you call
because,
it? Do a monk that Joe Smith thing? Do a monkey wrench in what was going on in Minnesota?
That's a fact. That's a fact. Denim LV. Parody is ruining the legacies of modern players to barbershop brains. Oh, he means that in a derogatory sense. All of the best players of this era have 0 or 1 ring is pretty telling.
I hate the CBA.
Yeah.
I think the CBA coming in is so dumb. I think it's everything about it is dumb.
I don't think you can do ring counting across eras. That in sense, because you're not playing under the same rules. Like, okay, Michael Jordan played in one rule set and one CBA, and
We can't
Shea
do
plays
stat
in a
counting
different-
either. Then there's rules.
No,
change.
you can't. I completely agree. There's inflation adjusted numbers. There's relative shooting and so on. So you have to account for, okay, the Bulls probably have an easier time winning when they can just have Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan because all the other teams don't have the same level of GMs, nearly the same as it is now. Like the level of GMing is probably, I would say a lot of GMs I've listened to say it's closer now than it was earlier.
What didn't?
But look though, Drago, that's a part of it though. That's why you're the best because I have the best people. This shit ain't supposed to be fair. Like it's we want this shit to be on a level playing field, and we're talking about human beings. People are not created equal. I don't care what this Constitution says. I don't care what. We are not created equal. Some people are better than others, and if I got the best, then we are the best. Then that's just what it is. Like it's not. Oh, but you had a better GM than we did. You goddamn right. That's why we the best. You had Michael Jordan. You had the best player. Yeah, we had that nigga. Yes, we are the best.
That's why
exactly.
Chicago is better. That's why Chicago is better than all the other teams at the time. But okay, Robert Ory was all. I'm going to use him as an example right now because he was also had these great teammates. But couldn't you say the same thing? It's not a fair sport. And Robert Ory did the thing we care most about. He won 7 times. It's not a fair sport, and he did that. Or Bill Russell is probably the better example. It's not a fair sport. He had these great teammates and all of these things, but it's not a fair sport. You can always use that argument. Just say the guy with the most rings is probably the best.
No, I don't think the guy with the most rings is always the best. I don't think that. But I'm saying in order for us to talk about you as one of the best, you need some rings. That's all I'm saying.
I can get with that. I also I'll just say something very quickly. As I do economics, stats. We use things like winning a lot of the times as an indicator for how good a team was or a player was, because we need something objective, and there's winning is always the goal of this whole thing. So it's not a bad thing to include, but you have to think about it. It's more an indicator of okay, this player was better, but it's not winning doesn't make you a better player. Being a better player often leads to you winning.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The point is to win. So we have to start with winning. We have to. This winning bias thing is made up, it's fake, and it's ruining the competitive nature of the game. Riddell PPB. According to Jordan's terrible logic, if Hallie won the chip last year, it would have made him the best player in the world. Because no way you think Cade will have a better playoff run than Hallie did.
I remember Real Talk about to blow his top when we started talking about Tyrese Halliburton in top 10 talks. And Real Talk was about to climb through this screen. I'm not listening to none of that.
Bro, Halliburton had to. First off, Halliburton's playoff run last year wasn't even all that. I know a lot of people just look at the game winners. I know. Please, I beg of you, go watch those games. He was not all that in a lot of those games. I'm telling you. He was mid and then hit the game winner. And then everyone's like, oh my God, Tyrese Halliburton. Go watch the games. I'm telling you, go watch those games.
Okay.
Clutch though, very clutch, but level of play throughout a game.
Real talk. He wasn't even the best point guard on his team, bro.
Shut up. Next
All right,
up.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'll get with y'all dudes later.
All right.
All right, chill.
It's you hates the truth. I'm trying to tell you. I'm not saying he's better than Tyrese. He's just a better point guard than Tyrese. John says, other than LeBron, who has ever carried a bad team to the finals? Yes, winning matters, but context matters too. This isn't tennis. Basketball is a team sport.
I don't think you can find many examples of a team worse than the 2018 Cavs, beside their best player, made it to the finals. That East was also not that good. Like, just to answer his question, I know it wasn't a question. Allen Iverson, that's more an offensive week. Like, the defense was obviously good. The Moses Malone Rockets could probably also be seen as a weak team carried to the finals.
The Magic were kind of mid after Jameer's injury too.
Yeah, the Magic, but they also had like such an innovative system, and they played really modern basketball, and I think that helped them a lot. Yes, Dwight Howard was really good, great, but like I think that is kind of like they had this.
Oh yeah, the 07 Cavs.
The 07 Cavs.
The
also like
Lakers weren't that great either.
No, they were great. They stopped. I'm not.
No, they were not great in 08. It's a lie. You don't know what
you're
you're talking about.
Who you talking about in 08?
The 08 Lakers were not that good.
They were all really good.
Wow.
They're better than the 18 Cavs.
Because of Kobe.
That was a hell of a basketball team.
Not in 08. No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
09, 10, we were better. 08, no.
Some people would say
We were better
23 Jimmy,
this whole time, by the way.
All the Heat role players just decided to play like Klay Thompson.
You have on a Rocket jersey as we speak.
I have on a Rocket jersey for a reason.
Why? What is the reason?
Because I won the jersey. I don't have any other jersey. It's the only basketball jersey I have.
Justin 783. Are you guys done disrespecting the Pistons and Cade? Y'all cannot watch the Pistons and Spurs and say Wemby is having a better season.
I can actually make a great argument for it, but we don't have time.
It's an easy argument to make. Oh, and stop hating, thinking the Pistons will flame out in the playoffs. I'm going to take so much shit in here if they don't.
I'm going to stick with my Knicks pick just because.
I got to go. Stuff right. Real talk is you already switched your pick, brother.
We got another super chat. We got back to back from Justin for all the audio listeners. This is from Justin again. He says, you guys are so fascinated in what Wemby could be that's biasing you from what Cade is doing right now for the Pistons.
I think people talk too much about what is Wemby's. That's not what people are ranking on. Like, he's a generational defensive player. I checked the defensive player of the year odds, and Wemby is like 3 games out of missing the 65 game rule or something, and he's minus 300. Like, he's an odds-on favorite to win defensive player of the year, and he might not even be eligible. That says something about like how he's viewed as he's like just that good on defense. That's why people think he's amazing. Like.
If Chris versus Klay ever comes up again, real talk, please do yourself a favor and take 5. Take 10, real talk, don't take 5. Go eat some of that nightstand peanut butter. This isn't close.
Well, if I don't know if that's you in your profile picture, so I won't say anything. But I'll say this. This will be my last thing said. Steph Curry has done a hell of a job raising the legacies of Draymond Green. I'll leave it there.
Your mic was kind of cutting out right there, but we got the gist of what you were
saying. Steph
saying.
Curry has done a hell of a job raising the legacies of Draymond Green and Steph Curry.
And Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson.
I think Klay Thompson.
Yeah, Klay Thompson and Draymond Green.
Klay Thompson did just as much for Steph as Steph did for him.
That is absolutely
deleted. Okay, that's fine. Agree to disagree. Deleted. Yeah, Adam Silver helped the Spurs get Wemby to build their dynasty, but all of a sudden he's against tanking.
I think the league has been against tanking for a long time. I also think if you think the league is rigging drafts, I need to know why the hell are these 10 teams tanking at the same time to try to get the first pick? Like, is it okay? You can think the drafts are rigged or not. Like, the teams clearly don't think that. Like they're doing anything in their power to get the best odds possible. If the draft was rigged, they wouldn't do that. So they clearly don't think that. And like the problem with tanking right now is that like I think 8 or 10 teams are doing it. So it's such a big issue right now because like maybe half the games you watch on a given night is unwatchable because you know this team is going to win by 40 because this team don't care and they want to actively lose. Ooh. Also, we're going to move forward. The Jazz are getting a bit overhated in this because like they're not the only ones doing it. They just had that one where they sit everyone in the fourth quarter, and I even think that happened last year. So they're being scapegoated a little bit, and everyone's complaining about that on Twitter. But I just want to say, like, the Jazz are not the only or maybe even the biggest offender of tanking right now.
Right. I think the thing with them is that people know how good Lauri Markkanen is, and we see how he gets pulled, how they put the leash on him and like pulling him back so much. But my thing for what you said a minute ago, I'm just tired of people acting like we haven't been against tanking for years. Like you said, like we've been against tanking for a long time. The league has had a problem with tanking. The commentators, the fans, everybody that has the majority of the people.
The process Sixers.
The majority, right? The majority of the people that have an issue with tanking today had an issue with tanking 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, 8 years ago. And people keep saying, "Well, I don't know why all of a sudden y'all have a problem with tanking." Nah, this has been an issue, a big issue. But there are certain companies that are in a certain certain business that have an issue with tanking now, and that's why the NBA is finally moving on that.
If you want to hear more about tanking, me and Bulletproof are talking about tanking on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern on Bulletproof channel.
I'll pull up for that one.
Yes, sir.
Definitely support that. Just can't support no Magic slander, Drago.
No. We gave Magic his flowers. Like I think you want to listen. Like if you want to hear Magic get praised, I think that's actually a good video. I think I called him a GOAT offensive player. Like he is. I'm gonna
go back and watch that. I'm gonna go back. Y'all make sure y'all tap into that. Shout out to you, Drago, and you.
Y'all are lying.
To Bulletproof. You need to go watch that. Real talk. You might learn something.
Yeah.
Kareem Miles. Denzel Washington tried to do an impersonation of you an impression of you yesterday, Chill. Shit was worse than the Tyler Perry movie. I don't think Cade can drop 40 in 4 games. We still the best in the East. We're still the best the East has in the playoffs. Man, what Tyler Perry do to catch a strike like that?
Well, they say he be having them bad wigs and everything in his movie. Actually, a great video of Tyler Perry just came out by FD Signifier. Ox, I think you would actually. Do you watch like video essayist people on YouTube?
I don't know.
It's like a niche genre of YouTubers, but I think you should watch the video.
Wait, what do they do? What's that?
They're like, it's hard to explain. It's damn near like a Netflix documentary, low key on Tyler Perry. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But just check out FD Signifier. I'm telling you, it's great content.
I'm gonna look that up. Yeah. I'm gonna check him out. Make sure I see because that sounds kind of dope. Julius Erving. 2 years ago, Cade was ranked number 67 behind KCP and Derek Lively. These guys at ESPN actually get paid a lot of money to talk basketball. Embarrassing. Has Coop already surpassed Amin?
Yes, actually. Coop is better than you.
Probably.
How can you surpass somebody that you've always been better than?
He was better than him when he was at Duke?
He was better than him when he was in high school. What? No way. This is a real question. There's no way anybody thinks that in the past, let's say last 3 years, that Amin has been better than Coop. Not possible.
It's funny. I've thought of this like right now. Is Coop and Amin merged, like fusioned? Is that just LeBron James before he got a jump shot or something?
Whoa.
Cooper Flat.
Cooper Flat plus Amin Thompson?
Is that like LeBron James before he got the jump shot? I just thought.
Coop with Amin's athleticism would be crazy. Yeah, that is a crazy play.
That's crazy. I don't even want to think about no shit like that. Wait. And obviously this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. I just want to just ask, whose skin tone do they take in this merged player? Or do they just become a light-skinned dude?
Yeah, they become Cade Cunningham complexion. Yeah, something like that. Light skin.
We are hating on him.
Oh, for
big
sure.
time. He's getting hated on big time. Oh man, can't no light skin nigga be that good at basketball? Hell no. Hell no. I'm not going for that.
Yeah, nah, you're right. You're right about that.
Oh man, Nims knows ball. One of LeBron's rings that he did win, according to Jordan, he got saved.
I just think it's 2 rings because he also don't care about the bubble, and that one he's talking about is obviously Kyrie's or Ray Allen's actually. Probably Ray Allen's, I would assume.
Okay.
Got saved because teammates are doing their job.
I guess.
I don't understand that. I think Kyrie Irving did what he was supposed to do, and I mean, I think LeBron James made the right decision. Like, if I got Steph guarding Kyrie, man, give him the ball and go to work.
Exactly, because he be cooking Steph repeated.
Bob, and he cooked Klay a little bit in that too, though. That was
he was flaming Klay too. Yeah.
Bob, you guys were dating pet. Oh, okay. Bez, what the F is an adult doing with their kid in school? Man, I was 6'7", bro.
Yeah, it's a little different sometimes, you know.
I mean,
different people live different lives.
Yeah, we was athletes, man. We was athletes. No big deal. Nims knows ball. Do you guys think there is a gap in terms of athleticism between Ant and Kobe?
I'd probably say Ant is a better athlete, but maybe I'll get hate for that. I think he's a little more explosive. I think Kobe also just like he was just a ridiculous shot maker, especially like in his later years. Like he couldn't just blow by people, or he didn't really have the handle, like just blow by people, but he just made shots that made no sense.
I think Kobe just a little bigger, a little longer. Looks a little
different.
I think Ant and Kobe was super explosive too. Ant just gets off the ground so fast, and it's just strong. You know what I'm saying? You know how you got those guys that's like they just kind of light. So like for instance, John Morant, Jalen Green, those types of dudes, when they get in the air, sometimes that contact is like knock them off. But you got dudes like Vince Carter who come through, get in the lane. Vince Carter, Jason Richardson, they just thicker. Anthony Edwards, they hit you in the air and they're going through you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a difference, I think.
Yeah, I do think people really be sleep on like number 8 athleticism. Like a lot of younger people now kind of just remember number 24 Kobe, but like 8 Kobe was coming through punching shit.
It also doesn't help that he gets compared to Michael Jordan all the time, who's like maybe the best athlete ever. And also that's Faking Basketball made a video where he said Kobe didn't have elite athleticism, but that was compared to LeBron and Jordan. Yeah. And everyone listens to Faking Basketball and just forgets to think. So
you know what's weird is when I was younger, I didn't really even realize that he was jumping so high.
Who, Kobe?
You know what I'm saying? No, Michael Jordan.
Oh, Mike. Oh,
yeah. Like it just really didn't. I don't know. It's something about Jordan, the way he jumped, the way he moved. It just looked weird. It looks different. I didn't realize that shit was like crazy. You know? I don't know. I can't really explain it. I'm not sure. I can't explain it.
Jordan's just a different athlete.
Yeah. Scav Rosp. Salute FD Signifier. Real talk. I'm 2 hours into the vid. Ox, you better watch it quick before Tyler Perry puts down that band hammer. Also, salute Hugo Gonzalez. Shout out Hugo.
No, so look, Ox, here's the thing, because it was like, it's this thing that Tyler Perry doesn't like criticism or whatever. You'll take your episode down. You remember the Boondocks episode? He took that down. Yeah. So when this video dropped, originally, it dropped like a couple of days ago. Not only did the video get taken down, it was a moment where YouTube stopped working. The whole app stopped working. It was a couple days ago. The whole app just didn't work. So yeah, I don't know if it was tied to that, but that's very interesting.
Hey, Tyler got real pool, man.
Yeah, Tyler got real motion, man.
The Jonathan Frazier. With these new anti-tanking rules, the Pacers trading their pick to the Clippers this year for Zoo is going to be idiotic. Can't be top 4. Made Eastern Conference Finals last year.
It's not going to take effect this year, and it's also not going to affect traded picks.
Right.
Like, that's not going to happen.
One buddy, 1-0 after the KDF, 35 on 70%. Slim Goat. Shout out to Slim Goat.
It will always be hilarious to me how Buddy hates LeBron and adores Kevin. That is just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, because KD from around his way. I think that's a big.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's probably it.
Yeah. D9 the one. Happy Friday, y'all. Salute to the panel and chat, man. Salute to the panel, man. Or in the chat, I mean. Chat clears. Hank 2087. Cavs walking down that 2 seed. See y'all in June.
Cavs looking legit, I ain't gonna lie. James Harden over there.
Yeah, man.
Change his mind.
Yeah, because that's going to help. Anyways. All right, y'all. That's the panel, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Shout out Splash Sports. Shout out to you, Drago. Shout out to you, Real Talk. Shout out to all the panelists that pulled up today. Shout out to everybody that sent out super chats. We'll see y'all tomorrow on Chill with Chill. Y'all know where to find us. And Sunday, make sure to come check out the press box if you're into the NFL, because the show still goes on even after the Super Bowl. That's what we do around here on the Players Choice Network. See y'all soon. Shout out to Splash Sports. Peace.